This is Esme. This episode you're about ready to listen to might sound a little weird because it probably shouldn't even be around right now because I forgot to hit record in TeamSpeak. So we talked for an entire 3 hours and never recorded a drop of it in TeamSpeak like I normally do. But our saving grace was that we were streaming live that night on Mixer, and I got to download it, and I had to convert and shrink and do all kinds of stuff, and then here it is. So it might sound weird, but hey, at least we got something to give to you. See you next week, and I will remember to hit record this time. Enjoy!
I'm wearing my birthday suit, and I got a luscious blonde wig on.
Don't worry, as soon as I spawn, I'll find more things to kill me.
What the heck is this? It's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm stuck in a cage. Hey, warning. Hey, warning.
Please don't podcast and crap at the same time.
I like to find an area that is heavily populated with herbivores and farm that delicious brown stuff.
Badger has put his big stamp of approval.
Fresh spawns, veteran tamers, and all survivors in between. We'd like to welcome you to Rated Ark, the Ark Survival Evolved podcast.
By the way, this is explicit.
Welcome, survivors new and old. It's episode 58 of Rated Ark, the Ark Survival Evolved podcast. Today is July 22nd, 2017. We are a CRR Gaming Group hosted podcast, so that means that the voices can change each week, but the roundtable discussion will always be about Ark. We have many ways you can contact us to share feedback, tips, or adventures. You can reach the show by emailing ratedark@gmail.com. You can tweet the show at ratedark on Twitter. You can grab the RSS feed, get our show notes, and apply to join us in-game at ratedark.podbean.com. And now, you can watch us record each episode Saturdays on on Mixer, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at mixer.com/ratedark. Now, I'd like to introduce Esmeralda Sky, Mr. Faux Render,
What's crack-a-lackin'?
Prometheus.
Hey, everyone.
A86.
Word up, folks.
Gigabyte.
Gra.
Goon.
Hey.
Queen G.
Hello!
And me, I'm Lucky Phantasm. Yes, it's very nice to be back. Actually, I spoke to Promo today, and he told me I should see if I can get on, so I'm happy to be back. I listen to you guys all the time, so I'm definitely supporting that way.
Awesome.
Spoke to Promo today, and he told me I should... I'm happy to be back. I listen to you guys all the time.
Oh, awesome. Sorry, I totally...
I was going to say, I can hear you.
Oh, we're here. Just dead air, that's all.
Well, we do have a really big show, just to let everybody know. I want to say hello to everybody who is watching us from our mixer.com/Rated Ark chat. I want to give a shout out to everybody who's in the chat. I think that's what messed up my listening, because I tried to do it from my computer, and then I kept hearing everybody talking through the mixer, so whatever. But we want to say welcome to everyone. Sunweaver, Fire Dragon Master, I am Chuck Bass, Thomas85, Queen Nomia, all of us that's in chat. You can talk to the host while you're in chat and share your thoughts and opinions, because we're going to have a lot of stuff we're going to be sharing. And Mob Gaming and Hatchet Man, and also all of those who are not in chat but are watching us. We see you and we thank you for joining us. Alright, so who wants to read the... Oh yeah, you already did all that, so we're just going to get into our loot drop.
Well, our first email is from hugozilla on a PS4. And he writes, "So I was running around last night farming metal, and I went by a lake with a lot of beavers and dams. I counted 7 beavers and 3 dams. One dam was off to the side. Wow. When I come back through, I noticed no beavers were near the one, so I did what you do. So I heard a herd of beavers chasing me. I was running backwards laughing. 5 of them in hot beaver pursuit. After leading those away, I decided the other dams would be safe to go back to. I forgot about the 2 remaining, and of course died. Never underestimate the beavers around you."
Never underestimate the beavers and always make sure they're clean. That's very important.
Very, very important.
Send your beaver for a checkup.
It's something about front to back, right?
You don't want them to dirty, and you don't want them angry.
And if you find your life is dry of beaver, go check out the Ragnarok map. There's tons of beaver there.
That works. That works.
Beaver is just hitting you in the face and
Oh,
Ragnarok.
goodness.
Just constantly just slapping you in the face like every 5 minutes.
Oh, goodness. I do know Hugozilla also sent in an email asking about what do we think if they're going to wipe servers. And I think I didn't share that one because we're going to be covering that. And I think now everybody knows the answer to that. And if you don't already, you're going to find out shortly. So take it away, Mr. Goon, with our second listener email.
This one's from Chris. What's up, y'all? I love the show. Quick question. Should loaners be expected to see a lot of the endgame of Ark? I play on PS4 and have off and on since February. I've been a lot more active in the last month, but got tired of getting wiped on PvP. So when went to a PvE and experienced a pillar problem that you all speak of all the time. So I'm just wondering, having a good time in single player with no duping, no pillars, and also the thought of not knowing if I'll get to tame me a dragon. Is there a chance we could see loners ever get to the end game? If you will, thanks. Love the show. Again.
Nope.
So
Sorry, I don't think so.
So should
What
loners
he was
be,
asking about?
if loners should be
About
expecting to
single
see
player?
the end game of Ark.
Yeah, single player. No.
Yeah, you could have
On single
probably
player, I
only
know
do it on
they've
single
been.
player.
Well, I know on single player, they in the past few patches they've been making it easier and easier for doing it. At least that's what the patch notes have said. You know, they're reducing a bunch of health and whatnot. I think it's just a matter of going and trying it. You know, and getting those Rexes and going after it.
Yeah,
But I
actually,
think
single
he's
player, it's possible. Like you won't be able to do it vanilla, dude. But since it is single player, what you do is just give yourself some extra points. You know, make yourself a little harder to kill to finish off. Maybe get some like ascended riot gear. Just like hook yourself up a little bit, and then go into the caves and like fight stuff. Vanilla wise, you're not going to be
In
able to
other
do
words,
it by
you have to
yourself.
spawn in shit.
Yeah, you got to spawn
to
stuff
even
in that's
get a cheat
powerful.
In
Exactly.
order to beat the game.
By
Literally.
yourself. I mean, it's
Well, I
not
think you
meant to
could-
be played by yourself.
I think you could probably do it without doing that. All you'd have to do is bump your rates. You know, like on Luminance server, it takes 10 minutes to raise a baby Rex. You know, and
Yeah,
like,
you could bump
I
your
think
rates and go in with a whole bunch of high-powered Rexes. Sure, you could do that too. I mean, you could. Either way, you're gonna have to spawn yourself in or like raise the rates. Like you're not gonna be able to do it just vanilla Ark by yourself.
Yeah, it's
Even with raised rates, it's not going to really be feasible.
And what they are asking is they said, quick question, should loners be expecting to see the end game of Ark? And I guess I'm also applying that or looking at it from a direction of something like maybe they're asking like a player mode, like a majority of us played World of Warcraft, and obviously if you have, there's a little thing called LFR, looking for rate, like maybe if Ark down the road did show loners or single player some love that don't want to feel like they're just spawning a bunch of shit in to see the end content, but maybe that there's in their single player an entirely different avenue or a way to make that end content scale down to a single player, that might not be a bad idea.
I don't know.
I agree completely. Yeah, of course.
I agree with you, but it's just one of those things that. Oh, for single player, yeah. For single player, sure. I think that's a great idea. Like for single player, it should scale down, or you should be able to scale it down in the settings.
Or for how many? Yeah, for
well, it
how
already
many?
does. Like they were saying, like they dropped the hit points for bosses in single player. They dropped the melee. A whole bunch of the boss fights are a lot easier on single player than easier in regards to like total HP and total melee and whatnot.
See, I didn't know that about single player. So if they do already do that, then yeah, it might be feasible, dude. You just have to get a bunch of good Rexes.
Yeah, maybe
and
practice
get
your
yourself good
breeding
dinos. One of those ones that like heal the other, dinos and stuff, and go in there with a little squad of
piggies.
dinos. You'll probably be able to do it. I mean, if it's toned down for single player, then it should be feasible. It's going to be tough, but it should be feasible.
Right on.
I say, dude, you have nothing to lose. Go get yourself a bunch of Rexes and go in there and fight your ass off. It's going to be fun either way.
Yeah, it's more of the experience at that point, because, I mean, what are you going to do with tech tier after you get it in single player?
Yeah.
So just enjoy getting it.
Very good. Well, now we're going to be moving into our news and hot topics, going around ARK. I may have switched up my intro, but whatever. Here we go. We have a tweet from Jen at Bubbly1 saying, FYI, there's a fake account pretending to be me on Twitter, copying my tweets and username and profile. Please be aware and watch out for fake tweets. So I put the link to that in the show notes. Did you guys see that? The fake tweet?
Oh yeah, Jen? She actually got Twitter later. She posted that Twitter deleted the fake account.
Okay, cool. It was so weird because I was looking at the fake account and the real account, and it was the weirdest thing because they had identical names. Like, I've never seen that before. Normally, there's a little difference, a little change in the spelling or an underscore, but it looked identical.
Well, why would you want to copy her?
I don't know. I don't understand, like, why they're
Dude,
trolling
it was
her. But...
well, no, like the funny thing was like it would be a lot of the same posts too. Like, the account would like copy and paste her posts and then post them like as well. But the hilarious thing was, like, every once in a while she'd do a reply, or the fake one would do a reply to like,
snarky.
We are definitely gonna wipe all the servers.
Oh yeah, it was being a little asshole. That fake account was just
someone was being a troll.
The shit out of
everything. Or it was Luminen.
Oh my god, no.
Luminen's good for that.
You're so Luminen does that shit to us in our Discord, in our gaming group Discord. He'll change our names, like, instead of faux render, he'll make it, instead of FOE, he changes it to FAUX, faux render. He comes up with a lot of crazy stuff. But yeah, so I'm glad they got that taken care of then, because that was some shit. If you've ever been impersonated before on the social media, you would know that that's not fun. But yeah, that sucks. So I'm glad they got that taken care of. If anybody did look at the profile, you knew, because there was like 3 followers and
Someone was using my pictures as a catfish account once, just from the waist down. So I had that experience before.
Well, that's entirely different. That's
That's hilarious.
I didn't actually think you would find that foe. That's my fault. I should have known better.
Damn it! No wonder why you changed your gamer tag from Quicksilver to Lucky Phantasm.
Yeah, I know. I didn't have a choice. I had to change everything up because I don't know.
That one was going to hit with my big ass lawsuit.
Jeez. Okay, well, the next tweet we have is from Jat at Jathius. Said, hey, Xbox survivors, currently looking to collect information on the console host/server settings. So I put the link to that in the show notes, so they're looking for some feedback. And Jen said, hey guys, if you can't see the items in your ARC data, go to the Tribute tab and hit the folder view button, then go back to ARC data. And she also posted, it will be, referring to the Jat had tweeted, bad news guys, unfortunately the PlayStation 4 update will not be here until the 24th of July. We still need a bit more time with it, sorry. And then Jen grabbed Jet's tweet and added, it will be on par with PC and Xbox on Monday though, which is something to look forward to. So that is this Monday, 2 days from now.
You guys read any of the comments on that?
No, I try not to, because they're horrible, they're assholes. Twitter has turned, like, the tide has turned. Like, I feel like there's so many negative
the best is, like, all these PS4 guys, like, wanting the patch so bad, and it's like, yes, please give me busted servers.
I don't get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I commented on, Jat had tweeted out about the Xbox update being delayed, and, stuff earlier this week, and I'm like, dude, bake it longer, because we know, as PC ones, that we're the freaking guinea pigs, and they're clamoring for shit that we're like, it's broken right now. Shut up. Just shut up. It's not done yet, God. Yeah, I see it, man. It's like, come on. Let's get your heads out of your ass and think a little bit. Anyway, and they don't know. They just don't get it. They don't get it. We're professional guinea pigs. But Jeremy said, at long last, I've posted the Arc Dev Kit version 264. Arc mod creators should download it now. Details are here. So those are in our show notes. It is linked, and if you're an Arc, if you're in looking and waiting and all that jazz for the Arc Dev Kit, it is out now. Also, he said the new Simple Sky system you'll see in Arc version 264 looks nearly as good as True Sky, run with No Man's Sky. Wonder if we should make it the default. And
I don't want to hear about True Sky anymore. F you. Okay, I don't believe anything you say about any type of sky.
It sounds like a failed project, really, is what it sounds like. And so now they're just like, let's just take something and make a boiled down version of it or something and call it Simple Sky.
And that's in the same realm as the bridges, apparently, because dynamic bridges are difficult to make, apparently, because it's only
eventually
2 years.
They're gonna simple bridges.
Simple bridges in dynamic
that's what we're
sky.
Gonna get soon. And they're just gonna disappear. The other all mentions of the True Sky will go away.
Right on.
You got 1984 on it promo. They're gonna remove it from history.
Yep.
Okay, and then he also finished the tweets off with new Xbox builds into Final Cert. I'm super stoked how it ended up. Single player balance, endgame, and split screen turned out very nicely. So there you have it, ladies and gents. There are your tweets. But that is not the end of the news, because we're moving into the big news, which was the post that was at the beginning of the week that we didn't get to cover, but now we are. It is the Arc State of the Game post that was on survivethearc.com. And to keep it from being all crazy and all long, we have broken it up. So each host will be covering a different spot. So Mr. Full Render is going to get us started. He's going to be covering the whole intro to the Arc State of the Game post, if he has the show notes ready.
I got him ready.
Woo woo!
I got him ready here.
Hey survivors, we got important and exciting news to share. First of all, we finally completed our game for the console disc retail submission. It was a very long and arduous process. Our boss fight, or so to say, and your feedback throughout this process has been highly valuable. It was a very tight deadline to make the ship date, and the team has been intensively grinding through single-player oriented refinements for the preservability of the disc-based game. All that aside, we are able to resolve many issues, as well as considerably improve the game through various changes and implementation of new techniques, and it's now time to move on to refocus our development efforts on the live game, as well as address some key topics within the community.
So the first topic is, will the official servers be wiping?
Dun, dun.
Question is on everybody's mind. The short answer is no. But read the long answer. So here's the long answer. We had previously released a statement a year ago informing players that our official servers would not be wiping on the retail launch of the game. We thought long and hard about the decision, taking into consideration the various points brought up by the community, the internal members of the team, as well as the general discussion that has been taking place on the internet, various press, media outlets, and we'll be sticking to our initial decision. It is clear that some group of players are for the wipe, and some are against it, all for legitimate reasons, and we took it all into account. We ultimately decided that we would not wipe, and we would rather pay the cost to launch an additional new PvP and PvE server cluster network, alongside but separate from the current PvP and PvE legacy cluster, where players will get to have a fresh experience on the Ark, across all 4 maps with no influence from any of the previous servers. At that time, we'll be rolling out the new server code and infrastructure necessary to prevent critical issues such as server crashing, exploits, duping, and dosing, so that we will not affect the batch of the new servers, as well as the legacy ones going forward.
That's cool. I hope they do that before they start up
you.
the legacy servers. I hope they do that before they start up the legacy servers, though. I hope they get that under control before that happens. Because what's the point of bringing it out, a bunch of people go on there, run the exploits, and then they fix it later? Like, then you're just back at square one. I hope they don't do that.
Exactly.
So my main topic directly covers this entirely. So we'll have more on the new servers coming up here. I think that means Gig is up next here.
Yep. Our current set of official servers will be rebranded as Legacy and indicated as such on all platforms. We will also be taking steps to remove some of our ghost town servers where player population has remained near zero for an extended duration of time. We will take a look at the statistics and will be repurposing 10% of the lowest count servers across all platforms. Once we know which servers these are, we'll preserve the save files and upload them. So if you wish to use them, you can. Players will also have time to move through CrossArk to different secure legacy server. Every 3 months, we will be taking a review of the legacy officials to see what the numbers are like and may consider repurposing more ghost towns. However, the goal will be to preserve any place with human activity. To be clear, if you are playing on a legacy server, you will not be able to transfer to the new official servers, and the legacy servers will still receive total and complete support, just like the new officials in regards to game updates and future Ark expansions. So you will expect to see future DLC servers added to the legacy cluster.
Alright, Ragnarok, console debut and development. The new official release date for Ragnarok free DLC on consoles will be on the 8th of August when Ark launches for retail release. The team spent time discussing when would be the best time to release the map, for both technical reasons as well as the experience itself, and this was the chosen date. We understand that some may find this news frustrating as you've waited a long time for the map. However, after conferring for quite a while on the topic, we believe that this is the best decision for the map's arrival on console as is. First of all, it allows the Ragnarok developers to get the latest version of the dev kit and incorporate our latest changes to the game, which will have a significant impact on the console experience concerning performance, visual fidelity, and stability. Secondly, holy cow, that's a bad word. Secondly, by focusing our technical workforce on the other aspects of the game, in addition to Ragnarok, such as server stability, crash exploits, duping, DDoSing, we will be able to ensure a much smoother experience for when the map is available. Finally, with our recent decision in regards to whether there will be a wipe or not, this seems like the smartest decision to avoid this awkward situation of where servers that only have been online for a couple of weeks become legacy. The new date will also result in the map debut on a console, which will be much further ahead in its development than the map that was initially released on PC, as the Ragnarok developers have carried out a significant number of bug fixes, QOL changes on the map, and more. We will be doing a PC patch soon to upgrade to the latest version of the map, which is available in the Steam Workshop for unofficial servers, so that you guys will be able to enjoy their improvements.
So, since it's my turn to talk, I'm going to just take this opportunity. I called all of this. Anyway, sorry. PlayStation 4 update, it's happening. Yes, we're serious. We're currently working on the latest PS4 patch with abstraction at the moment. What the hell's abstraction? And while it'll be tough, we should set to release this Friday. Probably going to be late evening patch. We'll keep you posted how that goes. Thank you guys for being so patient with all of us over the past few weeks. We understand how frustrating it is to not receive updates, but we are wrapped up with the certification and its tight deadline. We'll be able to go back to our standard development pipeline and therefore include with you our updates. What does that mean? Does anyone know what that is actually saying?
All right.
I don't get what's the patch with abstraction. Anyone playing on PS4 know about that?
I think the patch with abstraction. I think that's an action that they do. It's not like that's in the patch. Like that's Fire Dragon Master says push back. I think because I'm not a technical person, but I would read it as that's a process. We're currently working on the latest PS4 patch with abstraction at the moment. I don't.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
I'm looking at it. It's a process on their end and not content, but I could be wrong.
Right. So I got you. So basically, they're just waiting on a patch that hasn't released. I got you. I missed that. Sorry.
You better be. No.
On the next topic is console PC hosted servers. Yep, you heard it. As of the 8th of August, we will finally have support for PC hosted dedicated servers on console. You won't be renting or hosting them ourselves. We won't be renting or hosting them ourselves. It isn't a commercial venture for us. But we will be doing technical work needed to get these underway. Initially, they will be available via Nitrado. It'll come to other third-party hosts once we go through this initial technical iteration phase, as we want to ensure its stability. These servers will be available on both Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and if you haven't realized, here's why this is so awesome. No need for a second console to host private servers. Complete access to all ARC's custom server config settings, which will let players change the rules on their custom ARCs. The option to create cross-ARC clusters for the ultimate ARC experience, allowing travel across 4 maps. Create a backup of save files, allowing players to try something without the fear of losing data. These servers will result in higher performance due to better optimization. Player servers will now be able to support a larger pool of players, up to 100 concurrent users. At a later date, these will also be Play Anywhere compatible for those of you wondering about repurposed console legacy official servers. You will be able to take the save file and set up an unofficial server using this. Nitrado will be contacting those who show interest in console servers on the 8th of August via email. You can notify them here. Let them know if you are keen so they can properly estimate demand.
And in the chat room, Norwegian wanted to know how much that costs, and for us, just a 10-slot server, it's $13 a month. So, and then it increases. I think you can go from 13, 14, 15, like you can just increase it in players, and your price goes up. So I don't know exactly like if it will be similar for consoles, but that's how it is for us through Nitrado. And that is all I know about that. And Queen G, I think you are back up to bat.
Okay, so the development kit. Oh, modders, how we love you so much. We hope you can forgive us for the delay and understand as developers yourselves our reason for doing so. Fortunately, we come bearing good news. Jeremy is preparing the latest version of the dev kit right now, literally, and we will have it available to download later today via GitHub. And soon after that via the Unreal launcher when we are confident in its stability. You'll be able to keep up with the latest information on the Unreal forums in regards to any relevant or cool changes. That should be what we wanted to discuss for today. Hopefully it helps clear the air with what's been going on and the direction that we're headed in. We're looking forward to a fun ARC launch with everyone in the weeks ahead. All the best, Studio Wildcard. That.
All right. So before we move on, what are your thoughts? What's jumping out at you? Do you have anything to say about all of that? Like, or like we could go with the official server wiping promo. You said you called it.
I called every bit of it. Every bit of it. Every single. It's like they were listening to the podcast and they said, "Yep, that's the way we got to do it."
I think and I think a lot of us have covered like different aspects of it, like I think we all agreed that you can't just go in and do a full wipe because that would just be catastrophic to everybody and all the things, but you can't leave shit the way it is right now because then no new player is going to want to roll
the
in.
Ones that disappear.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, they're not going to need to, man. Yeah,
legacy ones will
just gonna
disappear.
die.
Yeah.
And with the legacy, obviously, as much bitching as this is what I want to know. I really wish they would have done that, obviously, when they released this last Ragnarok map, but I think because we're the guinea pigs on PC, I am so excited for the Legacy one, only because it sucks, because of the people who have the time to grind and make the 9 gazillion pillars to go in and just shit pillars everywhere the minute they enter, just pillar, and just drop them all on the server. That's horrible. That wrecked the game for a lot of new players. That's when it went on sale, and then consequently when they jacked up their price to $60. It's just like, I was like, hey.
No, but there's two big things that are going to happen here now. You have, it sounds like they're going to do a lot of work on developing the server aspect of running an ARC in place. And so they're opening that up to consoles. You're going to have an explosion of private or unofficial servers, which is going to take load off of the official servers, because suddenly now a console person can do the same thing that PCs have been doing this whole time. And there's a lot more console players that I think that would be willing to do that because of the effort that goes into running an ARC server on a piece of gaming hardware, That hardware is not really meant to run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It doesn't have an auto update and auto restart system, does it? I'm pretty sure I've never seen anything like that, right? Anyone can confirm or deny?
An auto update
No,
or
it
restart
doesn't.
for what? Oh, for the console.
For managing for the console. So if comes an update, somebody has to get on that console.
Right, that's a
process
Yeah,
the
it's exactly
update,
like that.
restart it, and like that. Those aspects keep the server down. Like the servers I run now, they twice a day check for updates and reboot at times where I notice nobody's ever logged in, and basically they've been running and humming along, doing that, backing up, and all the steps necessary automatically. Much like you would pay for like a Nitrado system and stuff like that, and that's what people want when they're going to be playing on an unofficial server on a console. They're going to want that experience. The headache of having literally 2 consoles in the house, one of them has to be running all the time, and then somebody has to be physically there to push buttons every once in a while is annoying.
And Tatsu86 in chat said it does not auto update. You have to shut it down and hard reset it.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. They don't get even remotely the control that we have on the PC side of things to control their servers.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
I've been watching the Ragnarok dubs on Twitch do the map, and it's pretty impressive. But the simple fact that the guinea pig thing really irritates me a lot now. I don't know why it is. Maybe it was the last podcast I listened to where Foe, and I agree with Foe on the $60 price tag thing. Honestly, don't release a map unless it's 75% done.
Right.
Not 40% done. I mean, just because
but the size of the part that's done is so much larger than most maps are in general.
No, I agree with that, but I'm just saying, in principle, it should not be released. 75% is a good number, because that means you don't have very far to go, and most of the map is open, and the glitches have been fixed and everything else. But don't act like it's the biggest thing since sliced bread that you brought out the map that you didn't. It's not even finished. And I'm sure these devs are probably like, "Oh, great! Now it's official. Great! Now I gotta work twice as long."
I would have freaked out.
That means they signed a really expensive contract. That's all they did.
I'm sure.
That's what happened.
I'm sure.
And that project will rapidly progress because they're going to get paid probably more than they were expecting, and it's obviously well deserved. I think they literally made an official dino in the game. The Griffin, which came out of that map. So they really have.
Actually, according to Excited Kangaroo, the Griffin was added by Wildcard. They were not trying to.
Yeah.
They really wanted to stick to Norse mythology and didn't want to put it in the map, but Wildcard pushed it.
Yep. And even when they released Wildcard, they even stated that the Griffin was done in house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is there a griffin on a Ragnarok map? That's true.
Yeah, maybe
I
because
didn't
it was
think about
as mythical as they could. I don't know.
I guess I don't know my Norse mythology.
So there aren't any Norse mythical creatures in Norse mythology?
There are like Hell's Hound and shit like that, like the ice giants and whatnot. But like the point was like, because the reason it came up in one of Kangaroo's streams was somebody was asking about Pegasus, or putting in a Pegasus, and they were like, well, the Pegasus is in Norse mythology, but then like got all onto this topic for like the next 20 minutes about it.
I'm not taking it away from the Dubs. They're an awesome team. I mean, they did Valhalla, and that was a huge map, and I really like that one too. And I'm not saying anything against them. I'm just saying, if you're going to release an official map, then at least let it be made a little bit further ahead than releasing it and then having crashes happen like regularly and everything.
Have it ready for all platforms, so 2/3 of your platforms aren't sitting there like screaming about it the whole time.
Right, exactly. So
yeah, they did pull the trigger a little early on that one anyway.
They're like little kids. They're like, oh, I can't wait, let it go.
Yes. We've all, even around Christmas, you run into those people that buy you a present, and they can't wait to frickin' Christmas, and they want to give it to you, 2 months in advance, and then there's the people like, no, I'm gonna make you wait. That's how it is. It's so excited. But, in the chat, we have Tatsu86 said, I dislike the laziness of the Ice Wyvern's reskin. It was a cool idea, but it needs to be individual like other Wyverns. And Tish85, or Thomas85, said the Ice Wyvern doesn't even get bloody. So, just some feedback on some of the...
I heard they were talking about on the stream that they were talking about redoing the skin eventually. They've got so many plans, and that's part of my main topic later on, but like, if you follow their Discord and their stream, they've been talking about all kinds of cool stuff.
Right, and that's the really cool thing that I do like, is that they are active on Twitter and doing their streams, and they're keeping that hype train going. But I agree with you, Lucky, and I think we've all shared our thoughts on this in the past couple episodes. Was, yeah, I felt like I'm very big on stop serving me undercooked food. I don't ask for people to come over and then go, oh wait, I only have 50% of the meal done. 4 of my guests you can't eat right now, but 2 of you I have enough for you. Like, that's just weird. And when you invite people in, when you're playing the game and everybody's, come on aboard the hype train, everybody come on in. And then you get in and they're like, oh, well, not you. You're cool. Fuck you. You're cool. Come on in. We got some free. Like, it was just, yeah, it would have made for a lot more smooth hype train experience if it was done for the Xbox, the PlayStation, and the PC all at once. Even if it was 75% done, 75% done for all platforms, not just 40% or 60% done for one platform. I don't know. Better planning needed to occur, but
it's Studio Wildcard, and we know they don't do that.
And they know that too, because in that article I'm going to share later, a little down the ways, he even mentions that. So I appreciate the self-awareness that they have. I do appreciate that. It's not like they think that they never do anything wrong. They acknowledge it. So that's a check in the awesome box.
Well, they looked at their scorecard, and the scorecard told them that releasing the map early was a fantastic idea.
Fantastic.
I honestly think they have a wheel behind them when they sit there. All right, we're going to spin the wheel, and wherever it lands, that's what we're going to
do. Yeah. So what are you guys' overall thoughts on the Legacy? Were you happy to hear that? I know 80 said, like, what were your thoughts on the Legacy?
I think it's...
Well, like, we had the same discussion last week with me and Promo, well, not last week, the week before last, about what we thought was going to happen, and this, you know, this whole thing is Wildcard.
We heard
Wildcard trying to, oh crap.
No, you're good.
You're a strike, and my teammates are dead. But anyways, it's Wildcard's way of, like, pawning off responsibility. Because what's going to happen is these servers, like the legacy servers, will wither and die, and it'll effectively be the wipe without incurring all the grief. You know, and it's
brilliant.
Just, yeah, exactly. And the whole thing, like, where they get all, you know, everybody's... I think it's great twofold, because it's not just a wipe. It is also keeping all the like alpha tribes on the old servers for a little bit. You know, because they're not going to want to move over because they've got all their gear there.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that you're right. The alphas are going to be... The funny thing is the alphas are going to be by themselves on their own servers. Pretty much that's what they're going to be, because everybody else is going to move over to the other ones.
But
exactly. They'll stay there with their cheated-in Rexes and whatever they got and that kind of bullshit, and it'll be fine. It'll be...
Yeah, and precisely, they're cheated-in Rexes, and then they take over, like, an entire map. Basically have to beg them to exist on their server. Like, let them stay on the legacy servers. The rest of us who actually enjoy the game for the game's sake, I'll start again from scratch on the new servers and go again, knowing now what I didn't know the first time around, and you know, build everything back up again. And actually play the game the way it was meant to be played, like with other people, getting a group of people working together to build a base and advance the tribe, and making sure that, you know, we work collectively towards a common goal. That was, I think, the whole point of the game, which right now you can't really do to a certain extent, especially if you're a new person trying to get on.
Yeah,
unless
I mean,
somebody...
I do agree with you. I'm not saying I say leave the alphas where they are, because I was watching the stream the other day where these alphas were bragging about how they've got the whole island in it. Everybody has to pay them a certain amount of whatever it is that they have to pay them, and everything else. And my thought is, sure, let them sit on their servers and beat themselves up, because that's all they're going to have, because everybody else will be on the new ones.
We have some feedback from Twitch. I'm going to jump in there. It's going pretty fast, so I didn't want to lose anybody's comments. Whoa, where's it at? Here we are. Where we go? No, I'm lost again. Okay, Tish85, Thomas85 was called Tish, said most people I talk to are going dedicated instead of new servers. And Sunweaver said, I trade a lot, so official is better for that. And we have a little bit further up, Tatsu86 said, no way, the wheel would have had better results for more often than what Wildcard's done in the past. So that's some feedback. So carry on.
It depends on how many spots on the wheel are poor decisions.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's also assuming each pie piece is
the same. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's the same size, right? So
yeah.
Which I don't think it is.
Probably not. It doesn't feel like it.
If the wheel exists, there are little slivers and there are big slivers.
Yep. Okay, so I was happy that they're gonna open up some new servers and make them like they did a couple of the servers when they opened up the Ragnarok map. They made it isolated. I was happy that they were going to do this when they released the game, because it's necessary. You need to do it because the cross server is bullshit. It's with all the duping and shit. It's just gotten
they got to get that under control already.
Yeah,
come on.
Absolutely. Okay, so are we done talking about that and ready to move on?
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Here's some more information in case you had some holes in what's going on. Now, Jeremy's going to give us some answers, because it's a pretty long but very meaty and a lot of good stuff coming out of this article. So I did put the link to that in the show notes, but I did try my best to break it down. So here we go. This article is on PC Gamer. It was done by a man named Joe Donnelly 3 days ago, and it was titled Ark Survival Evolves Design Lead on Huge Server Wipe Reversal and New Structures Post-PC Launch. PC Gamer asked, Joe of PC Gamer asked, so in less than 24 hours, Studio Wildcard has made a pretty explicit 180 regarding its decision, or lack thereof, to wipe its servers. And Jeremy replied with, first he said, welcome to Wildcard, and then he said, after speaking about our decision to wipe servers yesterday, I went back and spoke to the team and asked, are we doing the right thing here? There are a lot of different opinions around the roundtable, so to speak, and we also talked to our community managers who are a little closer to the players than we are. And then we also talked to our playtest team. The playtest team are actually like just players. They know the game really well. They're volunteers. They tend to take a look at our content. They're not employees, so they come at it from an ARC fan standpoint more than anything else. He also said in the article that they did another deep dive into the online debates about the wipe versus no wipe situation in ARC. He shared that basically half of the player base, even in PvP, that does not want to see this happen. It just doesn't seem like a good, smart move, he said, to probably piss off half of the entire the player base. He also said that one thing they definitely didn't want to do, and they're definitely not doing, is not only having the old servers. They are seriously affected by this irreversible hackathon. So at least they acknowledge that these old-ass servers that have just been dupe cities are a hackathon. At least they're acknowledging that. Also, he said ultimately they want players to have the option, new players especially, to experience the game as it's intended to be played. So new servers are necessary. So that's cool. I'm happy that they're looking ahead and going, we got this game coming in, it's going to be a new release, new players are not going to want to deal with this bullshit. That's good. I'm glad they're listening to the community, because that sounds like they are. Also said they need to take about 10% of the servers down. Jeremy said calling it a no wipe is somewhat inaccurate. It'll be a wipe of servers that nobody plays on anymore. He said they are servers that literally no one has played on in weeks. These are basically ghost towns. Jeremy also said...
Where are those servers? I want to get on there, right?
Where are they?
Yeah, you can kind of move in.
Well, the
base
funny thing is
built.
the ghost servers are the ones that everybody's been using to dupe on. Like, and the reason they're ghost servers is because you can't log on for more than 30 minutes without getting kicked out.
Not on PC, though, because that is what's happening to the brand new RAG servers that are loaded. 50, 60 people on a server is getting shut down every 30 minutes and rolled back. So
It was a joke, Esme. I was
not
implying that
catching your
looking at
sarcasm.
I was implying that they're looking at the population and seeing it's empty because the server just reset.
Oh, I'm thinking that doesn't even make sense. Yeah, I didn't catch your joke, man. You're going to have to work on your delivery. Or I was in serious mode.
Hurting my feelings.
I did not even do it.
Fuck your
work on your delivery.
Get good at comedy, man.
Get good. I seriously, you didn't even have a change in tone or nothing. It was just like you were talking normal. Gotta work on that delivery, man. Work on that delivery. But Jeremy also said that this is something we communicated to the player base from day one. We discussed wipe versus no wipe plans. We said that servers that have no player population may be marked for obsolescence. So they're just going to get rid of them. Regarding the type of wipe, he also said this is different from an actual full wipe because one of the things you can do in Ark is, if your server is, God forbid, marked for obsolescence. Am I saying that right? Because I never use that. Obsolescence.
Yes. Yeah, you're fine.
Thank you. You can take your stuff, your character, your items, your gear, and actually travel to another server, refugee style. That's a mechanic that actually makes it not just like, hey, your progress is gone. That wouldn't have been possible if we had just wiped everything. But that's not what would ever happen. With this approach, we actually ran the numbers and scaled it to our requirements. We decided what we can do it. It costs us. It's costly for us. It's not a small investment of resources or time. Jeremy also states that the decision not to wipe was kicked off by talking to the press. It was talking to the press that made them think, are we really sure about this? That in turn spurred them to go back to the dev team, talk about it again, and it just chained out from there until they ultimately came to the U-turn scenario. And he also added that sometimes development is a pretty iterative process. Sometimes they don't get it right the first time. He stated that they are known for not getting it right the first time, among other things. He was also quoted saying, we maybe make a pretty fun game, but we definitely don't have 100% batting average, to say the least. That's human.
Very true.
Yeah, and I don't
even know if they got 300%.
It was really refreshing to hear them say that. He said that's human and it's okay, and I, at least in this case, think we didn't get the thinking right. Had we actually pulled the trigger on the gun, that wouldn't have been possible to unshoot that bullet. So it does sound like they had a lot of soul searching going on. Somebody got in their ear and was like, whoa, settle down. Bad things are gonna happen. Bad things. He said they're basically looking at $100,000 per month additional cost to host the legacy servers, in addition to the $100,000 it costs a month to host the new servers.
This is such bullshit. I can prove this is wrong.
I
can't wait for my final. Oh my god, my main topic is going to cover this, and that's bullshit.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, Promo. Get out the syrup.
Pull up a chair. It's going to be a while.
This is going to be.
I'm making hilarious. I hope everyone's
Get out the blazers and pancake syrup, because
it's going to be a 4-hour episode.
I'm making some waffles.
Oh, damn. Everybody go take a shit.
So he's going to start talking about how they
I'm
could
saving
bag
my
it.
shit for that.
Then it'll be Wild Card's a great company.
Right. At the end, it's going to be, but I love Wild Card.
Oh, God.
After he spends 45 minutes
talking about
bashing them into the dirt.
Tatsu said, I'll just go to sleep now. LOL.
Even Tatsu knows.
Oh my god. And then Malorium clapped for me for the pronunciation achievement. Thank you, Malorium. And Tatsu said the press...
It's gonna take weeks.
Then Tatsu 86... Oh my god, you're silly. Tatsu said the press, right? Because the fucking press supported them from day one, shelling out $55 for the game, and it's bullshit early access DLC. That's what Tatsu86 said, quoting from our Mixer chat. And so Norwegian Wood said, I'll wake up and check on you guys in the morning. Stay strong. Everybody's amping up.
What, you did
promo.
strong on that strike.
Hey, don't leave us yet, man. Promo isn't. I'll do like a little promo. You know, we'll do a little. We should get like a little dinner bell. Ding 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 ding.
It's waffle time.
Waffle time. It's waffle time. It's waffle time.
Waffling time.
Yeah. All right. So
1-800. Call my waffle.
Call my waffle.
See you at IHOP.
Okay, so we have a little bit more info drops. Here we go. He said regarding the initial plan to wipe the servers, Jeremy added, could we have thought through that detail earlier? Certainly, sure. The difference is sometimes you might chalk it up to laziness or flippancy, but from a design standpoint, you might say it's cleaner for us just to have less.
Oh my
service.
god. I just realized. You know what, Esme? You know what it actually was?
What?
You released episode 57 really late. It came out like a week before.
Oh my god, you're so true.
They didn't hear episode 57 until...
Oh my god, you're right! That is so true.
And then they flipped...
Because I lost my damn mind.
You guys are solid.
I even had to change my pitch
You need
because
me to
I
come
felt
over there and
bad
run things for you?
for saying fuck so many times. Because I was like, their servers are fucking broke! Their servers are fucking broke! Like, I just kept saying it and I felt bad, so I had to, like, change my tone because I'm like, oh my god. Oh, I get ranty
But I'm
pants
serious.
on.
When did 57 come out? Was it Tuesday?
Yeah, and this was 3 days ago. So,
Right.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's interesting. We're the press. Anyways. All right, so he said, he then added, people play games for emotional and I covered that. They're emotional. I think I even said, people will go through a mourning process. Like, this happens. Like, it's more than just a pixel to people. He added, people play games for emotional reasons. They play games to have fun. If you think about that from that perspective,
oh my god,
it
I
makes
think
sense.
you actually had that quoted.
I know.
I think that might be actually your quote.
As far as why we don't think of that earlier, we were maybe too focused on the abstracts of design, not enough on the needs of the player base. It was a wrong call. There's no other way to say it. Good on you, Jeremy. This is awesome. I love the fact that they are going, you know what? We fucked up. We're not amazing. We're human. Thank you for giving us your feedback. We went back and we talked about it and we decided not to do it. I mean, that's awesome. I will have
They
to
have
agree.
decided not to do it, but if you notice all through everything he just said there, he's setting it up so that they can still change their mind.
Because it's early
access. Very
access.
subtle.
Yes,
it's
true.
early access, and they're talking about the cost, like we're spending all this money, which I'm sure we're going to find out from promo later how that's not true, but regardless, the people who don't get to listen to Waffle Time will not know that. But what they're doing is they're setting it up, and if it just becomes too much of a pain in their ass, they'll just go back to their original decision. Like, it's subtle, but it's in there. And I don't work for the government, but I basically work for the government as a teacher. So I hear this kind of crap all the time, and I can read between. I'm like, oh, they're setting it up so that they're going to try it out because they didn't want to piss people off. But then when they've decided they've had enough, it's going to be like, it didn't really work. Yeah, and it gives them the opportunity now to allow the people who did start early with the early release and the beta testers and everything to keep their stuff for a little while. But I guarantee eventually, I can't remember who said it, but all of the legacy servers are going to turn into ghost towns, or just the alphas will be there, because you're going to miss out on that adventure of the new.
Yeah,
you have the opportunity to redo it and do everything again, knowing what you know now.
So 86 said it, but to elaborate on it, the legacy servers will literally become ghost towns because everyone who's not an alpha will go to those servers as a chance to become an alpha. and that will leave just a smattering of servers. They're going to disappear like crazy. The numbers will drop, and the problem fixes itself rather than them strong arming, and yeah, it's just the problem is now put on the person, the player, not on anyone else. Yep.
That's weird, isn't it? Oh, very odd.
I thought my plan was excellent, didn't you?
Oh, you kidding me? I would do it in a heartbeat. Boom, done. That was on the wheel, by the way. I just want to point that out.
That was on the wheel.
I want to see this wheel.
Okay, I'll work on it right now.
All right. Well, I'm going to work on finishing up this long-ass article. Okay. When asked during the interview, what guarantees can you give players at this stage? Jeremy answered, so long as I'm at the company, I'll do everything I can to prevent that from happening. It's hard to predict, for example, will wildcard always be around? Hopefully, but short of it being the company that I am at, that I have any influence over, it's important to me. I wouldn't want to see what sort of hell was unleashed should these worlds that people have built disappear. I don't think it'd be pretty. That's about as extreme as I can say. I think it would mean the end of what Ark is in its current form for that to happen. I think that would be very bad for all involved. I think, short of something very extreme happening to the company, it's certainly not in the game plan for any live operational status for Ark Survival Evolved. So
tomorrow he leaves. He leaves. He's gone for a week. Wipes every server. Comes back a week later. Sorry guys, I'm back. I'll fix this.
Oh my god.
That or they set themselves up if they're ever bought by a bigger company. If they're bought out, they've basically given us the warning, like, hey, we're going to do this for you guys because we love you. You're our faithful followers, but of course, as long as we have control, you're all good. But if we don't have control anymore.
Well, I think they already have been bought. Snail Games bought them.
Yeah, exactly.
2 years ago.
That's the part
so technically, it's not really Wildcard is still running it right now. So I think that's what he's setting up right there.
Yeah.
Saying, well, we may
as long as he is here. In Snail Games, everybody knows. On our last Rated Extra, just knocked out. Was it Dark and Light? Right. Dark and Light. Is that the one? I get Light and Dark. There's a game
something like that.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
Dark and Light. Snail Games runs that, and that's what everybody's like. Oh, it's really cool. You know, when you bought it, didn't you, Lucky? I think you and Falloon both bought it.
Yep, I did.
Yeah, and that's ran by Snail Games. So, and Snail Games also does a lot of mobile games like Tai Chi Panda and stuff. So. It's interesting, isn't it? And that's what I was joking around with Falloon when we were talking about when that game Dark and Light first came on, and he mentioned that it was Snail Games, and I was like, isn't that going to be crazy? That the minute they announced the new Ark, then they'll all hop over and start working on the night. Like, this is like the little training wheels, it's because there are lots where the graphics and stuff.
I thought they were going to wipe the, because Snail owns Ark, don't they?
Were just saying, yeah.
I thought they were going to wipe the servers just to push more people to buy their new game.
So you're surprised that they're compromising this way, or no?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I thought they were going to maybe make a play and to push their new game to do a server wipe, because people will be like, well, if I have to start new, might as well start new on a new game.
Right. Yeah, but now they're kind of, like we said, the blood is not going to be on their hands now. The servers are just going to die because everybody's going to want to get on and stake their claim and all that, and it makes sense. Brilliant.
Plus, they've set the precedent.
Yes, they have.
They've set a precedent where any old server becomes a legacy server, and then whatever they decide to be their new version of servers. So right now with release, we have the current servers will all become legacy, and then they'll have a bunch of new servers. So then if they want to change the rules drastically again, all they have to do is say, okay,
now they're legacy.
Now these are our legacy servers, and these new ones are going to be called whatever, and this is how it's going to be.
Tinfoil hats.
This is what's going to happen here.
Tinfoil hats. Get it on.
This is the end of the candle. I've always said that the candle's burning from both ends. The candlelight's going to go out in terms of the company. They're going to go on to bigger, better things. It's going to exist mostly through mods, and that's what we're going to have. We have what we have. That's pretty much it.
That's what you say, but I'm signing on board for what Queen G said. I agree. It is setting the precedence. It's if it works out perfect right now, and they need a get out of jail free card in the future, and it worked this time, hell yeah, they're gonna be like, hey, this is what we got to do. This is what we have to do. You know, it's great. So I think it's time to bust out some syrup. No, actually, we've really done. Promo did a good job. The freaking patch notes are getting crazy because, you know, there's a lot of crazy little tweaks and fixes and stuff. So Promo is going to be getting us started with the PC patch notes, and he's gone through with a fine-tooth comb and plucked out some cool stuff. And then you can sit down when you're on the crapper and read the rest. Take it away,
Yeah,
Promo.
so this is not even like 10% of what's here. There's especially, and we're backed up here 2 weeks. So this is like, I'm really just going to glaze it over, but we're at version 264.1. But while we were even starting the show, there was an update, so we might even be on that. But fixed structure crash, highly recommended all servers hosted immediately, upgrade to the version 264. Simple sky, non-true sky system with atmospheric fog. We're going to skip down here. Increase the amount of creatures in the center deep water zone. Optimize foliage and rock destruction meshes, which is something I think that they're where the rocks don't explode and all over the place. Tech cave pool now refills your element as well as causes you damage if you're not wearing a full element set. I thought that was pretty cool and figured it was, you know, deserved to call out. The ghillie suit now has 70 base durability rather than 120. So
Come on.
Yeah, it got a nerf there. How to get an on-screen mesh. Now you get an on-screen message when you fall off the map. I thought that was pretty big, a pretty big deal.
And what does the message say?
You're falling! Oh!
You've fallen through the
Probably
map.
just
Should have brought a parachute.
fallen off the map and you can't get up.
They're like,
The
we
way
think you're hacking. Your account's deleted.
No, this is nothing more than an event that they can log now when someone falls through the map, and then they can log the coordinates and start to find out how people are doing it. Is the way I see that.
That's cool.
So now there's an event that occurs when it happens, and now they can keep track of it. Changes of wild eels, chance of wild eels reduced by 33%. Wild eels aggro range reduced by 33%. And wild and tamed eels no longer cause stun to lock or dismount, and instead applies a temporary movement and damage debuff. So the eels have a huge nerf in this series of patches. Yeah, I think that was well deserved. And I mean, I didn't highlight any more because these are starting to get old and they're even more kind of obscure and stuff. So I don't know if anyone sees anything that they feel like should have been called out. You know, of course, go ahead and say something. And that really would wrap it up. So
we're having fun at your expense in the chat room.
I'm not watching the chat room.
I said, rockabye chat room in the treetops.
Nice.
When
Very
Promo
nice,
reads
isn't it?
patch notes, our viewers drop off.
No, they don't.
Our viewers will drop.
That's right. Our viewers will drop.
When he's about to read show notes. That should be the intro song.
Oh, God. Yes. Oh, my God. We'll have to make an intro for that.
So get your syrup while it waffles on.
Yeah, or have Lucky do his intermission one.
I should have read the whole long thing.
Promo's getting ready to
I should have just
read
sat
the
there
patch
and read
notes.
that whole annoying long thing.
Oh my God, it is really long. Did you get the one where it says about the center bosses? I remember reading that
I
they
did
removed
read
the
one.
dragon. That they took the dragon out.
I think they ended up putting it back because when I
don't know.
copied them
right
from
here.
it changed it back again.
It says on
Right,
version
the
262.
dragon boss is no longer present on the center. I saw that, and then I couldn't find it again. I guess I didn't look hard enough.
There, I highlighted it. Yeah, dragon boss no longer present on the center. That's crazy. For the center peeps, I know 86 is playing on the center, right?
Yeah, he went for a smoke a little while ago, right?
We did. We were playing on the center, but We haven't really been doing anything over there in the past couple of weeks on Xbox. Most of us have either been playing on dedicated with on Luminance server or, running around playing other games with how broken and things are.
I know, that seems to be that way across the board, too. It's like, and now, right now, with everybody knowing legacy servers are going to be kind of clinched, it's like people don't want to really play that much longer on their servers. They want to wait till the new servers come out, and with the people who do want to play can't because shit's still broken. I logged on to the Ragnarok official 14, and I woke up in our neighbor, like, for some reason, I'm in our neighbor's yard now. He has me blocked in. I'm a prisoner. I'm in there with his T-Rex, and I can't get out. Like, it rolled us back one day. I must have been getting metal up there, and now he has built around my body, and I'm stuck
That's
there.
messed up.
It's fucked up, man.
He could have dragged you, out of the area.
And this is the psycho. This is what I always worry about. Okay, ARC people, when you have a new server and somebody goes, I am going to be the amazing new server person, and I'm going to make all these awesome, this whole sanctuary. They named their thing Sanctuary, and they want everybody to send all the new players to them, and they built like a whole area for new players, and everybody thinks, oh, that's amazing. Well, that's the creepy person that has me locked in their basement right now, is that person right there. It's all for show. It's all for show.
Because you came and you weren't a new player.
God, I didn't go there. He must have built or dragged me in there because that wasn't there when I played last. And every time I log in, it gets rolled back. And so I don't know where I was at that day. And then he probably drug my ass in there because you get kicked off all the damn time. Literally every 30 minutes. It's so stupid. So I got on there hoping that it was going to be different. It wasn't. While I'm logged in there, locked in the frickin' base, it kicks me off. I'm like, oh god, this sucks. I can't even kill myself. The server wasn't even up long enough for me to die to get out of there. It's horrible. Sucks. But what doesn't suck is Queen, Miss Queen G, with her Xbox patch notes.
Well, as already discussed, PC servers are always the guinea pigs, and then the rest of us get it afterwards. So everything that Promo said, we're getting. With the release, there was a version 760. The ETA on it was July 19th. So I'm guessing that was the newest update, but it's been updating off and on for the last 2 weeks. I have no idea what version we're on anymore, but basically all the same things. From version 260 all the way to 264 on the PC, all the same updates.
Oh right, yeah.
Except we don't have Ragnarok yet. We don't get that until official release.
And they are keeping us neck and neck. It's definitely they're closing the gap. It seems, but
Ragnarok, you're not missing much except for just a new map.
It is, and yeah. What is finished. I mean, I really like the different landscape and the biomes.
Yes, me too.
I love it. I like that little area that. Do you guys know? It kind of like peters out off. I think it's near the cliffs. It's called something Cliffs, and it looks kind of swampy. And there's all these little these little like sand islands, little. God, why can't I think of the word?
Spires.
Oh no, it's like out in the ocean.
Oh, there's a canyon.
Sandbars?
The canyon is cool. I like the canyon. Oh, the sandbar.
Yeah, the canyon is really cool too. It really is. There's a little spot out on I think it's the south part. No, it's the southwest part of the map, I believe, I think. And it goes out into the ocean, and it's kind of swampy. There's little sandbars, and there's like a little tree, a little island over there. It's really kind of cool. I like the different trees and fauna that's out too. I noticed that there's a lot more little flowers and stuff like that we don't have on the other maps. I think that's cool. I like that a lot.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
Cruising the forum. Forums.
Every time I play that, I hear.
Cruising the forums
I think it was Prometheus says. Their intro runs a little too long. It should be cut off 5 seconds.
Esmond, we can't hear you.
We don't hear you.
Damn it! I was even talking shit about you.
Yeah, like a boss.
Cruising.
Can
you hear me now?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh my god, I was
Finally.
I said every time I play, I was talking shit about my buddy the waffle maker. I said every time I play that intro, I always hear promo in my head going, that intro plays like 5 seconds too long. Or you told me one time, and now it's like burnt into my brain. Every time I play it, I hear you go, that intro is too long.
That's the idea.
I know, right? Get into our brains. First off, did you guys see the YouTube video that I linked in our show notes? It was the video about the supposed wildcard GM spawning in of the eggs are like level 2,000 plus. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw that, but I don't.
No, I didn't.
Confused.
Sounds amazing.
What are you confused about, Lucky?
Sucks.
Well, why were they doing it?
I don't know.
Well, that's what I mean.
Rumor had it.
Confusing. That's what I was.
Someone got paid.
They were saying it was an accident.
No, rumor has. Well, like from what was it, 752 or whatever? I can't remember the server number, but they said like the admin was friends with the tribe on there or something like that,
or something like someone got paid because they knew someone who was on, an admin. That's what this is.
And also, this is ironically, there was a girl's account on Twitter that kept tweeting me and hooking me in with Jen Bubblywums, and was talking about and hooking a picture of a level 500 Rex, and they were saying that those were accidental spawn-ins. And the girl was like, this is so crazy because it's only like these people have these level 500 Rexes, and she's like, the GMs and the wildcard GMs and on the servers are actually spawning in high-level dinos for their people, and I was like, oh my god, but I just brushed it off. I'm like, I don't want to get wrapped up in this drama. It has nothing to do with me. I can't help you. I'm sorry, stop playing
We're the press, though. Don't you realize that we're the press?
Well, the other thing that was crazy about it was, like, they said it was an accident, but the same tribe had, like, 2,000 plus Giga, 1,300 Quetzal, and, like, a 900 Rex. So, like, it happened at least 3 times on accident to the same tribe.
Right.
Yeah, they kept slipping the admin code. Oh, 2,000. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but I'll do it again.
Yeah.
And that goes back to what we were talking about before with the alpha tribes just controlling everything. So any new player coming in, or even players like me, I mean, I don't play as often as I'd like to, especially during the school year. So I'm like a new player every couple of weeks when I come on.
Right.
And then if I don't know an admin, and I'm just, trudging through the forest going for some fiber or whatever, because I don't have a dino yet that can do it, or somebody else has got my dino, and I come across this tamed Giga that's a 2,000 level, and there's no way that I can compete against that.
Exactly.
No way.
There's no way that money wasn't exchanged for these in favors.
Yeah,
multiple times. This is just the time they got caught. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all this is here.
Word.
Well, damn, if I knew I could make money on this, I'd have been... Oh, sorry. Am I being recorded right now? No.
Yeah, you totally are.
Sean, let's go get jobs with the wild card. Come on, man.
My hookup? You know something? Let me get that 1 million T-Rex.
I mean,
it's crazy, though.
It is crazy because you know what? It takes a lot. That's not an accident. An accident, that's not even close to an accident because you have to put those numbers in to get that to come out to that age. So it's not like there's no accident.
And he was finding, I think in this video, like he found the egg in the obelisk too.
Nice.
So
sure, because the eagle has landed. Go to obelisk to pick up your prize.
Yeah, and this guy has it on. He has it in the video. So I put the video in the show notes. I just wanted to put it in there because I didn't know what to think about it. Like 50% of me wants to be the naive little ARC fan girl going, they would never do something like that. And then the other part of me was like, what the fuck? Like the others, the ranty Esme, like, what the fuck? Like, what were you thinking? Like, go to the corner. Like, I just,
That's just that's just
like,
a
why?
consultant. That's like a consultant to ARC who's being paid some competitive salary, I'm sure, to...
They have no business doing this unofficial, though. I mean, come on.
That's what's happening here.
It just
and
looks
he's like,
bad.
oh, how do I make a bunch of money on the side? I'll spawn in a bunch of these things these nerds want, and I'll make money doing it. No, I'm sorry. I'm joking.
Tatsu86 said, I mean, 2,000 plus, it's just insane. I spawned in a level 500, and it already one-shots most things on the island. I can't imagine a Giga at that level on official, no less. It's true.
I just wonder what he paid for it.
It's like, come on. I don't know. It just looks bad. It just does. It looks bad when unofficial admins do that. Anyways, nobody wants to play on an unofficial ARC server where the admin is giving preferential treatment to players, and it looks really bad when official people are doing it. On PvP, you can't do that shit on PvP. What?
I've played on a server like that before, where the
admin. You shouldn't be doing
it. It is bullshit, but I don't know. Maybe in my case, it was because the admin basically didn't like this one tribe, but he had a policy of not using admin powers to wipe tribes, so he would give everybody new, like, auto turrets and a Quetzal and, like, everything.
No.
It was like sending new tribes against these poor, there's like one tribe that had pissed him off.
That's messed up.
I don't like that because it's immature. It's very much cat and mouse. It's like, come on, you're really messing with the dynamic of what you're supposed to be doing, you know?
And it sort of defeats the purpose of having an admin. Exactly. The whole point of having an admin is to make sure that the game is fair for everybody coming in. New players, old players, alphas, like people who are playing loners. And if they're doing that, they're making it impossible for some players to play the game properly. And that's why you get the trolls on the Facebook page, on everywhere else, that are just bitching and bitching and bitching about the game, is because this shit is happening. And then eventually they turn around and they'll figure out how to get it for themselves, and then the game becomes this catty back and forth between immature children that just want to. They're ruining it for They're ruining it for the people who are in the game for the game's sake.
Right, and I think that's what really kind of was like, come on, really? Like, I expect that. I expect that to happen on an unofficial server, because you run into those people, like Giga was just saying. It's a crapshoot. You don't know the moral code of the server owner, you know. Just like we played on some PvP unofficial ones, where the admins got bored of being admins, so they just started picking fights with the people that came to play on their server, and then being like, oh, you came to PvP on a PvP. No, it doesn't work like that when you're an admin, you douche. Like, you spawned your shit in, and now you're attacking the people. Like, that is so ass backwards. So, like, to hear that this was going on an official, that would have just disheartened me if I was on that. I would have been like, why am I playing? I'm going to go find a different game where this shit is not happening. It just looks bad. It looks bad. It's like the creepy, weird uncle at Christmas dinner. Like, nobody wants to hang out there anymore because it's weird. It's just weird. They need to stop being the creepy uncle at Christmas dinner and stop. If they are doing this, they need to not do that in the future. I hope to hell they're not going to do this shit when the full release comes, because that's bullshit. And I think the people who did it should be fired. They should not have jobs. That's how I feel about that. They should not have jobs.
Times are tough.
Get rid of them, cheaters.
$200 to spawn in at 2,000 giga. You have yourself a deal.
Oh, Havel Metal!
No. If Wildcard is listening and they want actual admins who will run the servers properly, I'm putting my name forward right now.
There you go.
It needs him a new graphics card.
I'd rather it be fair.
It needs to be fair, because that's just,
It needs to be fair.
I agree.
Like, fair isn't always equal, but it needs to be fair.
Well, trust me, as a server owner, I know. I was an admin. I've been an admin forever, and let me tell you something. The more times that I got accused of doing things that I wasn't even doing, it was amazing. And the fact that all my admins, I watched them very carefully. Everything was recorded. I watched because I wanted to make sure they weren't spawning in stuff for themselves. I told them, if it was like an event or something, that's a different story. Absolutely spawn stuff in if it can't be gotten otherwise. But yeah, as an admin, you have to be responsible. And you're right, fair doesn't always mean it's going to be fair for everybody. So, you know, you have to make those decisions. You have to be reasonable in making those decisions. This was obviously, you're right. Somebody got paid $200. And the guy said, "Yeah, sure, I'll give you a 2,000 giga and whatever else you want, 900 recs or whatever it was."
I bet you it was more than that.
I'm sure it was, but what I'm saying is that, you know, this guy was bought. So, you know, should this guy be an admin anymore? Absolutely not. He should.
No,
of course
not.
They should. You know, they should definitely fire him for. You know, that's cheating on the most degree.
Agreed. And it just pisses on everybody else's game. Like, I don't understand. And why do something? That person has to be so ignorant if this happened. Because, hello, how can it not be tracked back? You're the only freaking person with the abilities. It's not like,
you're the only person that could do that. So obviously, it's you.
It's you. It's like,
I would love to have him say, "What are you talking about? I didn't do that." Oh,
I
really?
didn't
Okay.
do that.
Then who
My
did?
brother was on my account.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Yeah.
My grandmother was on my account.
Hacked.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, that's probably his go-to excuse. It wouldn't surprise me if he knows somebody that will hack his account, just so that when he says it got hacked, it actually did.
Yeah, you just give someone else, and then it comes from a different IP address, and then and then all of a sudden he's got an alibi.
So yeah, but at least
But two people got paid instead of just one.
It sounds
Hey, Wildcard, make me a server admin. It'll go great, I promise.
Oh, all right. Hey, why did I not sound like I believe you? Moving on to my hot topic, because that was just the topic I saw, and I was like, "What do you guys feel about this?" Because I was just blown away. I was like, "What the shit?" So, because I'm the first one that filled out the show notes, I'm up front, so you get to hear me yak some more. My forum post was by Sexicanic, on survivalark.com, and it was, as the headline asks, what would you change in Ark to make it enjoyable again for the majority of players? I have a feeling that 80% of players don't experience more than 20% of the game. Can't do bosses if you can't survive more than 7 days not to get rated, right? So I just put that I would like them to get rid of cross-server transfers, or at least do what they're doing, like making make more isolated servers so that people can play without the duping bullshit. And I want that I think Ark would be enjoyable again if they got that duping bullshit under control for good.
Yeah. I don't mind the transfers, but I think they should limit how often you can do it within a set number of days. Like, this back and forth shit needs to stop.
Yeah, I agree.
That's because you wind up with people that are just transferring in massive dinos and whatever to raid another Ark, which is fine, it's part of the game. But then if they're able to go back and then the very next day do it again, that seems a little...
And the fact now that there's dino counts on servers, so you got some jackwagon just using your server as their dino garage, and then it just keeps getting bigger, and, you know, it's just... stupid. I hate it. I wasn't a fan when they did the stupid cross-server bullshit in World of Warcraft, and I'm not a fan here. I'm not. Because I think it's caused more problems than solutions. It's made things more... from my standpoint, because I hate the duping bullshit. I don't think it'd be as bad. Like, if they did something like you said, do a little more limits, not making it so buttery smooth to slide in and slide out, and then also make them isolated or offer some isolation, that'd be better. In my opinion. But I got some opinions from all the places. Oh, sorry, go ahead, and I'll share my
I was going to say, I really like the cross-server thing, and I like how it works, but the glitches and whatnot, like the duping has turned it into this evil empire of crap.
Yes.
It was really cool when we first started out, and we had everything going on with forums and trading and whatnot. Like, having the access to everybody that's playing on official servers is huge, but you know, they really dropped the ball when it came to server security, and I think, you know, if you get that fixed, I think the game will be back to where it needs to be.
Yeah. Yep. Tatsu86 from Mixer Chat said, I'm all for people wanting to transfer dinos because they don't want to exist on the misery of Scorched, but mass transfers for raiding is just a pain, especially when on Xbox alone, there's 5 tribes worth of people willing to raid on server. So, yeah, like you said, in the beginning, it was really awesome, but now it's just turned into an
I think it's still good.
Beast.
They just gotta fix the duping. Like, once they fix everything, I think it's good. It's gotta fix it. Their heart's in the right place.
But it's
I
not
see where
gonna
they're
fix
going
it.
with it.
Well, it's going to fix the duping if they can fix the duping, but it's not going to fix that other side of it.
Yeah, it'll fix the
what,
duping,
mega
but it's
tribes?
not going to fix the issue of, well, not even of the mega. I don't even care if you have a mega tribe. But the problem with the mega tribes constantly building their army of dinosaurs so big on one server and then transferring it to another to raid a server, all that does is encourages the alpha tribe on the other server to block off all the obelisks, which means any smaller tribe coming into that game or new player coming into that game is immediately eliminated, especially on PvP, because there's no way to get in without going to the obelisk, which is now already covered by a mega tribe because of all the raiding that's going on cross servers. So it's adding to the inability to any player or the people who tend to play more by themselves to actually get any enjoyment out of the game.
Does that make
That's just me.
to you, Fo? I don't know if you heard her reply. Apparently not. All right. So I hear you, Queen Bee. I hear you. Dear God.
She brings up a very valid point on that, where for bigger tribes like what we have going on, it's much handier for us having the cross server transfer. But if you don't have, hell, even for us, we got to deal with the bigger tribes trying to get access to a beacon to do boss fights. You know what I mean? Or an obelisk. I mean, and it's very, it can be really annoying.
So that,
Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, all I was going to say was when Teddy and I transferred over, I know Teddy transferred into the CRR tribe way before I did, but my biggest problem with moving from PvE to was that I'm not playing the game so that I can go to war with 20 million other tribes. If I want to go to war, I will play
Call of Duty.
whatever war game that's Call of Duty or Sniper Elite or whatever. Those are the games I play for war. When I go to play Ark, it was for me purely an educational thing. I thought, oh my God, that is so cool. I get to ride a dinosaur and I can learn how to survive and I can learn the intricacies of the game. It was more that purity of learning a new game and really figuring out how do I build stuff. Okay, I screwed that up. Let's tear it down and start all over again. And I didn't want to come to the PvP. I was like, okay, but are you sure they're not going to be, inviting us in? We grind a bunch of crap out for them, and then basically we're out on our ass. And it took him a good 3 months to convince me before I came over to join you guys. Because I had seen it, even on PvE, I had seen it. Especially when they introduced cross-server
crap,
nonsense.
we forgot to kick you guys out after you grand.
You did. After I built that
still
beautiful
here?
greenhouse, I'm still there.
Aww. After those shenanigans with. Are we talking about the tribe shenanigans?
Sorry, we're talking about the tribe off?
Yeah.
No, we're not talking about that.
Oh, okay.
No.
We're not.
I just remember I was on. I first came and we moved our base from one part of the center map to the other part of the center map, and I built this beautiful greenhouse. And then within 3 days, I think I went on professional development or something, and I came back and Teddy sits me down and he says, "Okay, you remember that greenhouse you built?" And I said, okay, anytime, babe, that you have to start a sentence with, okay, you remember that? Blah, it's not going to go well. Just spit it out. Somebody had come across and destroyed the whole thing. We had to start it all from scratch. Again, it was massive, too.
Yeah, and that sucks. Because that's not what what you were thinking or what you were used to, It's
exactly.
You were used to playing PvE and building and having fun. Yeah, it's a slap in the face if you're not used to that. Exactly. So I got some feedback from I went to all the places and I asked on Twitter. Joseph Clark at Bama Crimson Tide said flyer speed to be able to be leveled up on PvE and dedicated PvE and single player. So, and I think we've agreed with him in the past on that. Like when they did the flyer nerfs, we were like, why did you have to do it on PvE? It doesn't matter. Let us fly around at the faster speeds as PvE, for God's sakes. It's no big deal. And we got tired of the Nerf bat hitting both PvE and PvP at the same time. So I agree with Joseph. I do think that would be awesome, especially if you don't get to have the classic Flyers mod that we do on PC unofficial. I think that would help. Stop hitting the PvP and the PvE with the same damn Nerf bat.
Yeah.
Up from the depths. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to say, stop treating them the same.
Exactly.
Very different game.
Very different.
They play on completely different levels. You cannot treat them the same.
Yeah, PvEers are petty.
Some of them are.
Some of them are, yeah.
Some of them are. But it's like the PvP servers. You can have a great server, and then you can go to another server, and it's like, oh my god, you guys are douchebags. Like,
exactly.
Fuck off, I'm going away.
Yes.
That's the one area where I was like, I'm so glad I could server hop.
Yes. Yeah.
Just because you could go in, play for a couple of days, and then be like, no, don't think so. Bye.
Yeah, I agree with Tatsu86. He said, why did private servers have to deal with what was on official server problem with? Player choice wildcard. Yeah, they just... so stupid. It's annoying. I agree. Why does an unofficial have to be hit with the official bat? Why? It's just a lot of... They're crossing streams and they need to stop. That's what's going on.
Cross the streams.
Exactly. They need to stop crossing the streams. Up from the depths on Twitter said, I change up a lot of the dino designs and animations. I want a better looking T-Rex so bad. And Merkin Zombie, J Gossett 84 said, Dino AI, if a Rex is stomping on the beach, then I want my lesser dinos to haul ass. Better building on console, TLC patch for older dinos. I totally agree. I think that would be amazing if a Rex is stomping on the beach and your lesser dinos hear it or around it. It would be hilarious for them to scatter, because it'd be more lifelike. So, and say hey to everybody in Twitch, or not Twitch, our Mixer chat. We have MK Keckle said, really dig the podcast, keep up the good work, and we really appreciate that feedback. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who's sticking around with us. In our CRR Discord, I asked there, our Cross Run Rebellion Discord, Jelly to Bigfoot said, for Xbox, I'd like to get some time changes each month. Kill X dinos, players, or gather X material, etc. And Mr. Bacon said, I would like to change the dinosaur AI so that carnivores attacked other carnivores and not just herbivores. And it would be cool if herbivores lived in packs of 5 to 10 animals. I think that would be neat.
That'd be cool. I like
it would make it harder for them to tame.
Oh.
Yeah, it would. There would be some hard instances where it's like, how am I going to tame them when there's a pack of T-Rexes?
Well, that's okay, though, because then it makes it a challenge. I mean,
that is true. But again, speaking from the loner's perspective, if you're all by your lonesome, attacking that, especially if you're a new player and you go for your first strike, and
you just gotta
there
look for
are
a
5
cliff.
to 10 of them, you're going to be have a bit of an issue.
I don't think you guys have thought about the way it'll actually turn out. Packs of gigas.
Oh, that would suck. So
yeah.
I think, oh my god,
a giga's not an herbivore.
Well, yeah, he was just saying, and it would be cool. Yeah, he said if herbivores.
I think they're going to do it right.
Well, not every dino. I mean, they would set it like you're not going to have packs of gigas. That would be out of control. But they would limit it to like certain things. Like Rexes would have a pack of like 2 or 3 tops.
I saw
like a male and a female running around together.
Yeah.
I saw artwork.
I don't think they wouldn't do that. But
the other day of a T-Rex with a raptor up on its back, gnawing on its neck, raptors at its feet, and I thought that's how I think raptors would be because they spring around. They're like the cracked out
Wasn't there
dinosaur.
talk of giving them a grapple mechanic where they go grapple to larger dino? I thought they had talked about that.
I don't know, but
previously.
that sounds absolutely amazing. And I think
that would be really cool.
Oh my god!
And like you have a pack of them and like stick them on a T-Rex and jump all over them.
I just
exactly
the end scene of Jurassic Park when the raptors all jump on the freaking T-Rex.
Yeah, exactly.
See, or I would like.
I think
to see,
it would be scary shit though if you're actually riding the Rex when that shit happens. But it would be cool graphics to watch.
Yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, why isn't that a thing? Like, we need this. That would be awesome. All right.
I still want to see just babies. I mean, babies in nests or nests around,
Like the Dino Nest mod?
Well, yeah, similar to that, but have it actually implemented in game.
That would be really cool. It's fun. And that really helps single player people too, Queen. Like with the... I think it helps when you're a single player, the Dino Nest mod, because...
It does.
It's because if you're playing by yourself, you can go out and you hunt down the eggs or the nests, and sometimes you see little babies walking around, and you can run up and claim them if you can before they get killed, or they die because they're starving. Yeah, it's a pretty neat addition. Even if they don't make them as... available because they're seem to be everywhere on our building server, but make them a little more rare, but plant some nests in the game. That would be really cool. Really cool, and it would definitely add a little spice to the single player life, and it also kind of helps you not having to do that whole crazy ass where to start with the whole kibble chain shit. We gotta tame this to get this kibble, to tame that to get that kibble, to tame that to get. It's just makes it a lot
the kibble
easier.
chain.
Go ahead, sorry.
Sorry, I was just saying the kibble chain in some instances is virtually impossible.
Yeah, it's just...
unless you can trade with another tribe.
Yeah, it gets...
Or a smaller tribe.
Way too hectic.
They needed to simplify it and be like small carnivore kibble or large
dino
type. Yeah, and this way there's just a few kibbles. It got a little out of hand. And if they were to just kind of reset the kibble chain that way, I don't think anyone would freak out.
I don't think they should simplify it, though.
Yeah,
I think it's fine the way it is. Because,
no, it's too you have to get a dinosaur that makes no sense for you to have at this point to tame this.
The sense is to make kibble. That's the sense.
No, like the trike requires carno kibble or something you're not gonna get a trike ever with the kibble chain, because it doesn't make sense that you would have a carno at the time you were trying to tame a trike. It just doesn't...
At least on the island. You'll run into a carno easier probably on another map, but...
Well,
let alone that, but you'll actually have tamed it.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, but if you go to tame eggs. But if you go to tame a level 5 carno, it's not that hard, man.
But you're not going to do that so you can complete your kibble chain.
I would.
The question is,
I would.
Who
when I had
is
kibble farms,
taming
I had
a
dinos
trike?
that were level 5, 10.
But why do you want a tame trike? It's pointless.
No, but he's just giving an example.
I know, but I think the reason
makes really good sense.
But
I mean,
I've never
the reason the kibble
either.
chain is the way it is with some of the stuff having ridiculous shit. Because nobody needs a kibble tamed raptor or a kibble.
Gotta go fast, man.
Right. People tame gallimimuses for the win. But no, I don't know. It's not that hard. The kibble chain isn't that bad. The cool thing, the end game stuff, I really like. Where it all starts out with the scorpion, which is a super easy tame, which leads up to the Rex that gets you either a Plessy or a Quetzal, then Quetzal for the Moza or a Giga. That tree makes a ton of sense to me.
Right. The small one that everyone ends up figuring out is the only ones that are necessary, but why not make it so that a small creature tames a medium size, tames a large, and kind of make it a more progressive. This is what you have access to at this time. At a low level, you're going to have dodos and dilos and those kind of things, and should the change should be based on the natural progression of where you will be in the game, not just some random, we created this dino, so the last one that we created is going to be the kibble for the one we created next, and so on. So they had this we're just trying to make this game, and we need the kibble for this dino to complete the dino. And so that's kind of why I feel like they know it, and the only way to do it without pissing off a bunch of people and having to relearn a bunch of things is to simplify it so much that it makes it far more easy to get the kibble you need for the dino. I love it, because then
those people will be yelling 5 minutes later saying, this game's too easy, we need more challenging things to do. It's and then they'll complain that it's too simplified.
Challenging thing is to tame it without kibble.
Make a kibble farm. It's not hard. When you make a kibble farm, you tame level 5 dinos, level 10 dinos.
Yeah, but in order to make a kibble farm, you have to be able to build that out. When I first started playing, I was playing by myself.
I get it. But you're not supposed to be building
on the island.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to be. When you're new and you don't know what you're doing, you're not supposed to be doing kibble farm. It's supposed to be just learning the game and surviving. I mean, that's an advanced thing when you learn how to play the game a little bit better.
Well, yeah, but then eventually somebody comes along, you're running down the beach, and some guy comes along and waves at you, and he starts talking to you about kibble, and you're like, what is this kibble you speak of? And then they explain it to you, because I didn't even know that there was the wiki when I started playing. I think I was 2 months in before my husband pointed out, you know there's a wiki for that, right? And I was like, no, I didn't know that. Should have known, but I didn't. And then I got on there, I was like, oh my god, I've been doing this the hard way the whole time. Like, I feel like an idiot. But I managed to tame quite a few dinos on my own. But with the kibble thing, when I looked at the kibble tree the very first time, I thought to myself, why would I tame a Carno to get kibble or a trike? That was the exact thought that I had. There was something else too. Oh, because somebody gave us a giga egg for Oviraptor.
And that's another thing. Kibble is a resource to trade. Like, that opens up the game for trading and dealing with other people.
Right.
You know, I think it's an important thing.
The big Thomas actually was saying it in just chat. The big thing that's missing right now isn't, you know, a redo of the kibble system. They just need Herbivore Prime. You know, like an easier way to get your herbivores up versus having to use berries. And I think if that would, you get something like that, and you don't need to worry about getting kibble and whatnot. You know, like just go get your herbivore veggie cakes or whatever. Because wasn't that what veggie cakes were supposed to be originally?
That's what I thought they were supposed to be. Yeah, I thought veggie cakes was supposed to be like the larger berry, or like the one step up from like a regular berry. You know.
But isn't kibble hard to make?
Veggie cakes are kind of a pain
Isn't
to make.
Isn't it hard to?
They're kind of a pain.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Well, and you need honey now.
Yeah, they added
sap and either
honey,
way.
So like, imagine you start off the game. So you're a brand new player. You've heard nothing about this game except whatever blurb they have on the first Xbox page. Spawn in. The first screen you come up to is where do you want to spawn, and you need the island, South Island, whatever. And it even tells you right on there, easy, hard. You go to the island south. You're nowhere near any of the redwoods. Certainly nowhere near any of the beaches. So automatically, you're just to make your start the game easy off. You can't do any of that stuff until you.
I don't know. This game just has a learning curve.
Back up. I agree, and it should have a learning curve. But there's a certain point where the learning curve, you know, is not so much a curve as a cliff that you have to freehand all the way up.
And I think also when we've talked about the kibble thing before, it was kind of ass backwards because then you had to tame all these dinos to get your egg farm, to do this, do that, and then they put the dino caps on. So then we had, because on the official servers you would just see like the farms alone, and then the mutations, like dino population was getting crazy. So everybody's like, oh geez, you know, there's all these things that promote the need for new dinos and to constantly give you a reason to keep taming dinos, and then they put the cap on because the servers were so shitty that you couldn't play on them because of all the dinos. So I think that's why we've also talked about that's definitely where the herbivore prime would come in, because it would lessen the need to have some of that kibble to do. And it just didn't make sense. You want people to do this, but then you put a cap on that, and then blah blah blah. But I do remember us talking about that in the past, about how that was a little. You have to tame the actual kibble farm and the whole chain. You have to get all these dinosaurs that are just going to sit around like freaking turtles on a PvE. It's just like, come on.
Yeah, and it's really weird because then there's a lot of maintenance involved, it's kind of like, I get that it becomes part of the game and something that people do, but at the same hand, too difficult or something that doesn't make sense, and it was based on just the order of which you release dinos. It just doesn't make sense. It needs a rework. They know it needs a rework. I think they've even said that they were going to eventually.
Yeah, it does.
the kibble is a cool part of the game, right?
It is.
Let's take something that's difficult to do and shorten it by doing these other set of steps, and it kind of gives some diversity to the game and what people will do. So I don't dislike the mechanic. It's a great mechanic. They just need to make it make sense.
Yeah.
Either correct the chain in terms of I don't need my trike eating carno kibble, so that I would actually, because 86, correct me if I'm wrong, but if the trike needed something like dodo kibble to tame it, what are the chances that when you go to tame your trike, you're going to actually tame it with kibble?
Well, my point was like a trike is such a low-level berry gatherer that by the time you've got any kibble at all, like I don't even tame dodos really that much before I tame a trike. They just and usually it's like a level 5 or a 15 or something, just something quick, just to get narcos built up.
Right.
But you're talking as a seasoned player.
Yeah.
As somebody who's played the game and knows that in actual fact dodos are kind of useless. And trikes,
or that trikes
they're
are
really
kinda...
cool when you start the game, but
right.
as you progress, you realize, you know what, there are better berry gatherers out there. But when you're starting, you don't know that shit. I mean, unless you go and read all the wikis and whatever. But some people prefer to actually play without cheating, like not cheating. It's not cheating, but without using those things to sort of rely on. They want to figure it out. But there are some things that are just so counterintuitive with the kibble chain that it's like, how would anybody ever figure that out?
Literally, there's no way for you to know what kibble works with any significant reason, unless you try every single kibble.
But even
if
here's the thing, even if they fix even if they do fix the kibble chain, it's still going to be something you have to figure out regardless. The way you figure out is you ask people in chat, or you ask around.
In the game, like
in
the Explorer notes.
Or maybe there should be some recipe papers that you could find, and then it will give you clues. Yeah, that's fine. Like, have some kind of chart, but then just add a chart. Just tell me what I gotta do.
I was gonna say, this kinda just is the same way that every fucking thing is an Ark, with the berries and the painting and the colors of the paint. Nobody's gonna know, take a splash of spark powder, mixed with 9 narco berries.
And what's a splash? Even if you say a splash of this, a pinch of that, no one really knows what it is. You just throw a whole mess of it into the cooking pot and see if it cooks.
Yeah, it's so, there's so many things that I think new players miss out on, which kind of goes to the point of my the poster. They said, I feel like only 20% of the player base gets to experience a lot of the stuff in the game. But Tatsu, just to kind of piggyback onto what you guys were saying, Tatsu did say that dinos will now drop actual kibble recipes in game now, so they did away with the generic cryptic conversions of actual kibble measurements. No more dollops or servings. So that's cool. They should do that. Continue to have the different recipes drop, and then also some paint recipes. Like, hey, did you know that these when you put these 2 berries plus some charcoal and this, in the cooking pot, you get cyan or whatever. I would have never known to put charcoal, spark powder, and I think it was like blue and yellow berries to get cyan. That was always that's like my favorite color of paint in the game.
But like these type of games, you eventually go to the internet and you look up and you look it up. Like these type of games, you gotta know if you're playing these type of games, there's wikis. Like, that's just something you gotta do. If you don't want to use a wiki, that's on you.
Queen didn't even know there was one, right?
Yeah, so I didn't even know there was one, because until this game, I had never ever played this type of game. Right. I've never played World of Warcraft. I've never done any of those. So, if you've never done this kind of game, you wouldn't know the first thing about
going and looking it up. Especially being a console player.
Well, you eventually found out, right? I mean, eventually someone said, go look at a wiki. That's how everybody finds out. And now you know that when you play this type of game.
And listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
But that's what he found out, because he found out from somebody in the game.
And now you know. But you can't just dumb down a game just because there's a few players out there that don't know to go look something up. I mean, in my opinion...
I don't want them to dumb it down.
Right.
She's saying increase accessibility of the knowledge. She's not saying dumb it down.
Yeah,
she's saying increase accessibility of the knowledge.
Gotcha. I gotcha, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
they should put some kind of chart in the game. Would make it just boring.
Yeah, she's not, she don't want to dumb down.
Make it one of the treasures you can find as you're trudging along, and just figured out how to make your spike and whatever, and you trudge along, you find this treasure box, and it's like a book or something.
Right.
Yeah, like
maybe you can't even read the whole thing. Maybe I find a book and it has paint recipes, and you find a book that has kibble recipes, and when we meet together on the beach, it's like, hey, did you know that you could do this? And no, I didn't. And
well, that's what the Rockwell recipes should
that
be.
Way.
Yeah,
that's what the Rockwell recipes should be. Something you find randomly, and you find pages, and you save them, and maybe the Rockwell recipes will actually have a purpose rather than just being stupid. Like no one keeps those.
Yeah, because they're dumb. When I used to play on the island, I had a whole bunch of them, and for whatever reason, rollbacks, I lost them all. One of the updates.
I always keep one of everyone.
They all deleted
I don't know why.
them from my.
Gotta stash that knowledge, man. It's power.
Full Metal from the chat said, even though it has single-player mode, I don't believe it's intended to be played solo. It's a social game. You are meant to talk and share your knowledge with other players. Word of mouth would help people figure out things like that. But what I can say, and also a console player's defense is, and only knowing this because we're a podcast that had a lot of PC players. We take for granted that we have computers, that we are on the computer. It's just second nature for us. And I get a lot of feedback, even with applicants to our gaming group, that, they don't have not everybody has a computer. They have a smartphone, but it's a teeny tiny little screen. And they say even looking and signing up on to join our gaming group and stuff on the teeny tiny little screen is kind of annoying. And not everybody's first thought is, get on my phone and start looking for a wiki. You know what I mean? Like, console players, I think, approach a game differently than PC players, too. Like,
my son's a console player, and what he does is...
He's younger, too. He's more technologically...
Right. He sits there and he plays on the console, and he literally has his smartphone on his lap.
Yeah,
and
that's exactly how I was.
He's looking at a wiki, or he has a map on his screen. He has a map on his iPhone, and he's playing the game as he's using his phone.
Yeah,
for like wikis or like maps and stuff like that. It's just with the time.
It's
like current.
My phone, for example, I've got the iPhone 6S. It's got the whole just the text, so I can just read a wall of text on my phone, and it works just fine. So it's it's there. You just have to look for the information. There's really nothing else to say.
Yeah,
okay, but again, from a console user, if you are new to this type of game, you're not going to know that the information's out there to use because you're used to playing games where the very first thing you do right when you launch the game is the tutorial section of the game where you do this little mini mission that teaches you how to jump over shit, how to aim your gun, how to do this and how to do that, and then you launch into your campaign. So it has that beginning, hey, here's how you play the game, now fuck off and play. Then, when you get into a game like this, it's like, there's nothing. Literally, the first time I played it, I died 6 times.
Saying that the game needed tutorials.
I think we've all said that in these tutorials. I think because even Luminen, back when we first started recording, has said it needed tutorials because we were trying to get our family members that's never played a game like this before to play, and they wouldn't know what the hell to do. And also, I think...
but I think that attracts the wrong type of player, though.
No player should be the wrong
It is a survival game, I get it.
It's a survival game,
The coolest thing about this game is spawning on the beach with no idea what to do.
Right.
And then, you go around figuring...
Cool.
Well, I'm just saying, the tutorial ruins that view.
I think you should have a choice then. Do you want the tutorial or do you don't? Okay, there we go. Boom. What I think also Queen is trying to say is, in order to form a question, you have to have the knowledge that something exists to ask the question. If you're just logging in and you don't even know that paint is an option, you're not going to go, no, I need to go to the wiki and look up paint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that...
Well, I'll tell you what.
There's this thing called the
internet.
internet.
So much cooler if it were red.
Kind of contains all of human knowledge.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. You have to have some bit of knowledge to form a question to even ask. If you don't know what... do you know what I'm trying to say? Does anybody get it?
I know.
Well, here's the thing.
I get what you're trying to say,
but you don't, because you're not.
Me and Foxtrot, when we first started playing Ark, when we first started playing Ark, we didn't know how to do anything. And we slowly over time, as you run into stuff and run into people and you swap out knowledge, you just learn, and that's kind of the fun of it. because we were taming dinos the long way, just using regular raw meat. Like, we had no idea. And then we met somebody. We're like, man, taming these things takes so long. And they would do like, you could use this and like it's a lot faster. And we're like, get out of here. How do you do that? And he's like, well, you make a pot, you put in some corn and vegetables and this, and you could make it, and it's just, and that was cool. And that was a really awesome thing that you got to learn this from somebody else in game. Like, that was a cool experience.
I agree.
Like, we were doing it like the slow way. Yeah, like it was like
it recreates
like when this
real
game was
human
new,
form,
and exactly, like learning all the things. It's like I actually got so involved in the game, and I felt like I was more involved in the environment. Now I know everything. I'm so like whatever now, I'm like, it's not like, doesn't seem as like real anymore. Like, it was really cool running into people and finding out new little tricks and tidbits. Yep.
Yeah. So by the time I started the game, all this was just before they started. So it was last year around this time, and then so people had already started. There were already server wars going on. There were people being petty. So when I started the game, there were people you'd run into on the beach, and I played it on PvE. Not like they could kill you or anything or set their dinos on you, but they could do other things, really make your life miserable. And if you happen to spawn in the wrong server, you're not going to run into somebody who's going to give you that information. You're going to run into somebody who's going to see that you're there, and then suddenly the next time you log in, there are pillars all over around where you've already built your base. Because
true.
You didn't realize that you should be pillaring shit off, and then you're like, what the hell? Yesterday I could build a fire here, today I can't.
But that's, again, goes back to foe. Like, there's this, like, when I went from playing, with me and my brother exploring the game completely as noobs, not knowing anything, we'd punch a tree, oh, I got wood, oh, what happens? We gathered plants, and you progress that all the way through to the point where, like, you eventually join a big tribe and they say, oh, that's called pillaring, and you're like, what? Oh, that's why they put pillars, because it blocks all that stuff off, and, there's this element that I don't think that they want to lose, per se. That's the only reason I can think of why they haven't made a tutorial yet. Either that or they feel like it's so unimportant that, but I feel like it's this preservation of transfer of knowledge, and it recreates that, like, back in the 90s when you played video games, you got that information through magazines or through talking to your friends. Like, you didn't know how to beat Zelda unless you either talked to someone or you read a magazine or you seeked out that information.
Or, you just beat Zelda.
Yeah, right.
I think
said no Zelda player ever.
I think to tie it up, though, we could also compromise and say nobody's saying that you don't want that experience of exploration and seeking to be there. A tutorial could be as simple as saying, hey, you're going to find this around the island. It's going to have recipes, but your creativity doesn't stop where the recipe stops. Wink, wink. It could be simple little shit like that goes, hey,
that's what I think they did with the Rockwell recipe. So
no, no. This is what I'm trying to say. It's not up front. It's not up front. It's not like, hey, while you're playing it, like a new player thing. Like, you should have an option to have a drop down thing, and they could give some new player hints. Or put that shit, you see those little lines of sentences when you log in? Change that shit up a little bit instead of saying the same 5 fucking things over and over again.
I think I've learned a lot from those.
I know, but there's like 5 of them. Like, they could take those little teeny bits of information and call that a tutorial, and I think many people would be helped out by it.
The very first tutorial, in order to get Thatch, like, first 5 minutes of the game, never played it before, haven't even heard of it, nobody even knows, nobody plays the game. To get Thatch, punch a tree.
Yeah.
It took me...
Exactly.
Well, first of all, it took me a while to figure that out because I kept spawning on the same damn beach, and, like, within 2 minutes of spawning there, a raptor would come and eat me. Like, the first 9 times I spawned, I was like, shit, this is stupid. And that's when I figured out, you can change where you spawn.
Right. The level of excitement,
I got a Titan boa once.
Yeah, like, I mean...
The level of excitement can't be matched with you not knowing anything. Like, there's a certain bit of gameplay that can't be restored once they implement a tutorial.
And that's why, but I would like to change the word tutorial to hints or something, because I don't want a full-blown tutorial. I don't think that's what you want, right, Queen? Like, you don't want a verbatim stop and start.
Here's the compromise.
They should have a
learning curve.
Oh, fuck off. No, they don't.
The best tutorial
Yeah, I knew you. I knew where you were going, you little shit.
The best tutorial systems are the ones that don't actually have to say anything.
No.
And if you're say you're not doing something that you should be doing at a certain point, then you give
Thank
like
you,
a hint to
Tatsu.
say.
Tatsu gets it. Keep waffling. I'll tell you what. I'm kidding. No, go ahead.
No, like if you're at a certain progression point of the game and you still haven't done X, Y, and Z, then maybe give a little tool tip like, hey, did you know you should build a cooking pot to make things like paints and whatever? And like, so if you're like so far out of the norm of people like, oh, you should have tamed a dodo by now. Like, you haven't tamed a dodo. If you knock it out and put berries in its inventory, and you should explore this with other dinos. Like, give a little tool tips. If you've built a base already, you haven't figured out, oh, you can actually do something with these dinos, then give something at that point to kind of guide the people who are missing the curve.
Thank you. Queen sees it. You see it. Go ahead. Take it.
It's not even missing the curve. There's a curve.
Yeah.
There's a curve, and then you run into the same goddamn cliff face every single time, and you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing wrong. I can't even figure it out.
Yeah.
Because I'm literally spawned in for 2 minutes, and by the time I think I've got my bearings, oops, you're dead.
Well, just change spawn points.
Well,
exactly, but I didn't even know you could do that.
I know, I was joking.
And actually, the first time I played, I couldn't change spawn points because they were all grayed out. There was something wrong that day, and then when I finally figured it out, I played for 30 minutes, and there was a rollback.
Oh God.
That was my first introduction to rollbacks. I finally got in. I was like, okay, I can do this. I'll just run down this beach far, far away from these damned raptors and the Titanoboa that kept trying to eat me. And then I got down there, and I was like, okay, I figured out how to build a fire, all that. Great, wonderful. Had this little 1x1 thatch hut rollback, and I got right back to square one. I was like, okay, this is pissing me off. I'm gonna go play something
You lasted
else.
longer than I would have. I don't have the patience for bullshit very much. But I want to give Tatsu86 props. He knows exactly what we're trying to say. I think it's going over the heads of some of the people that are talking to us. He put it into words what I was trying to convey, and I think what Queen was. He said, not knowing a function or item exists does not encourage people to seek out and pursue knowledge of said item or function. You have to know something exists in order to even have an inkling that you have something that you need to search and find out. That's what I was trying to tell you, and that's why I said we need new player hints. Tatsu nailed it. That's exactly what I was trying to say. I just could not convey my thought appropriately, so that's what I was trying to say. Does that make sense? You can't ask a question if you don't even have enough knowledge to gather to form a question to ask. And he said it. Not knowing a function or item exists does not encourage people to seek out and pursue knowledge of said item or function. Because you don't even know it exists. So how can you even seek it out?
Well, when you find a Rockwell recipe, you'll know it exists.
That! But not everything is on a Rockwell recipe. That's what we're trying to say.
I was into the game 5 months.
Yeah,
well, you know you need thatch to make a wall, so how do you make thatch?
And
so
also,
you pursue the knowledge to know how to make thatch.
But, I got a counter. Fuck leaving my knowledge of my game to RNG. That's fucking stupid. Why are you gonna leave the knowledge of a game that you design up to RNG? Why are you gonna make the knowledge, why? I honestly have never in the 3,500 hours I played the game found a Rockwell recipe that said anything about paint. Never, ever. It's always stupid kibble bullshit. I already knew. And supposedly, Full Metal says these things exist. In 3,500 hours, I've never laid eyes on it. Prove it.
How many of those hours? When did you stop looking at the recipes?
I look at everything. I'm like promo. I am like promo. I keep that shit. I don't throw anything like that away. I feel some weird kinship to it. Like I want to see how many I can collect. I never saw one. Never ever. I just think that's stupid to leave knowledge of your game up to RNG. The random chance somebody's going to come across something and find a nugget of information that's stupid. To me, it's stupid.
And it's been so long since I've actually found a Rockwell recipe. I can't even remember where I first got mine.
Full Metal,
I didn't even tell you.
I never said it doesn't exist. I said I've never seen one. He's in our mixer chat. Oh, he's fired up. He's ready to... to hold court in Mixer Chat. I said, I've never seen one. I did not say they did not exist. You lose. Anyways, Tatsu's the winner of Mixer Chat today.
So decided.
No, this is a democracy. I vote for Full Metal Agent.
Tatsu wins.
Tatsu wins.
Moving on.
Moving on.
I have yet to see a
Thank
single
you.
sheep
I
in
love
this game.
having Queen on the show. Oh my god, it's so funny. Okay, so hey, on that note, we're going to hand it over to Mr. 86. Take it away, buddy. Take it away.
Alright. Sorry, I wasn't sure when that whole long thing was going to end, so I...
That's what she said.
Well, honestly,
Right,
this is going to
exactly.
be a good podcast for my commute on Monday, so I'm looking forward to this one.
Alright, so rather than cruising the forums and pulling up something from Facebook or something, I grabbed onto the Ragnarok devs off of Twitter. Like they had gotten linked to me based on liking a bunch of Ark stuff, and I got into watching one of their streams when they're working on the map, like Phantasm was talking about earlier. And at first I was like, man, this is going to be horribly boring. We're just watching these guys put together a map, but they are actually extremely interactive. They talk nonstop about what they want to happen with the map and where they're going with it. And somebody was saying something to the effect that with a Therizino you can't gather fiber on Ragnarok. So one of the devs just kind of stopped what he was doing, spawned in a Therizino, and went out and tried it. And I was just like, man, these guys are working on this map and they're answering all these questions, and it's usually 2-3 times a week they'll have a dev stream, and they start answering questions about like I was talking about earlier with the Pegasus and the Griffin thing. They brought that up, and then they've also been talking a lot about what they want to do with boss fights, because essentially Ragnarok wants to have everything be completely standalone, not need to transfer in and out to do a bunch of stuff. And they plan on getting rid of all the current bosses that they have on there and going to their own with, more of a dungeon style setup and stuff like that, which I think is amazing, and I can't wait to see what they come up with.
Yeah, that sounds exciting.
Another really cool thing that they said in the stream was that they really hope to be really close to wrapping up the map by the end of the year. They were working on one of the coastal Wyvern Canyon on the one that I was watching not too long ago, which is really cool. And it's funny just to hear everybody in the stream arguing where's all the lava, this, that, and the other thing. And they're like, no, we want one built on the ocean. And so that's what they were doing. And they were also really cool about suggestions. But anyways, from there I realized that off of their Twitter they also have their own private Discord for just their map development. And it's full of people talking about the map, glitches and whatnot, and bugs that they have going on. I just thought, okay, we have been on the center for so long, building on the center with nothing from Ben for months on end. He doesn't talk about the map. I'm not even sure he still works for Wildcard. But
Sorry.
The map hasn't gone anywhere. It's been busted as hell for months on end.
They're taking stuff away from the map. They're not hitting.
Right, exactly. We're gonna take the redwoods out because we're not sure it's working. But no,
it's
so
sad,
you come from that perspective, and then you see what these devs are doing with Ragnarok, and it's a guy named Jackson and Excited Kangaroo, and they get to streaming, and there's other people on the team. I don't know all their names, but they get to working on that stuff, and it's just really cool to watch. And they also put in their Discord tonight, and I was just going to mention this, that as of the last patch, which came with the Ragnarok update, they said, no doubt everyone is running into the new issue since the patch of Ragnarok has been released on official DLC. Wildcard has made many changes over the course of them getting the game ready for launch out of early access. You'll see some issues, notably with the sky, which we will get fixed over the course of the next few days. Good news is we now have in our possession the new Ark dev kit, which means we will be getting the map up to speed with necessary fixes as fast as possible. Please hold tight and bear with us. But anyways, No, like, my point was, like, when I saw that post, I was like, man, the patch has been out an hour. And these guys are on Discord talking about, like, how they're already working on the fix and stuff like that. Whereas, like, Wildcard, we don't know there's a bug. What bug? You know, Ben Burkhart, the water spines are fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you get nothing out of the rest of the team, but, like, these guys are amazing. And, like the amount that they put in, oh yeah, exactly. And, you know, they've been talking about what they want to do with this map and talking about other maps. And they're, like, during their podcast, oh yeah, we're still working on Valhalla, by the way, too.
I laughed when you were telling me, because I feel like they should get the freaking dev kit before I think the sponsored mods should get that shit before the other mod people. Like, I think they should get it, like, now, like, yesterday. You know what I mean? I feel it's weird that they make them wait along with everybody else, especially a map that they're toting as an official map. You know, like,
it should be a priority.
Yeah, to me,
because the game is only going to exist off of mods at this point,
right?
So they only can benefit from that concept, I think.
Yeah, that's why I'd laugh.
The other thing
like, oh god, they just getting their hands on it. That's
if you
sad.
want a really good laugh, Esme, you should watch their stream, because they're hilarious. Because everybody like brings up like the random stuff, like, will you fix the lag? And they're like, oh fuck yeah, man, I just did that. Like, go check it out. Like, it is non-existent now. No lag. And they get all these like questions about like fixing like various things, and they're, you know, and they've straight up said multiple times, we don't work for Wildcard. We're independent. Like, we just are making this map. That's the only association we have. But it's just hilarious because they just like they roll with the punches so well from the stupid comments.
Yeah,
That's
and they are
thing.
pretty. I'm sorry. They're the best part about it is I was watching when they were making the desert biome, and they're on top of being entertaining and doing this map, the meticulousness of it, of where to place rocks, make sure they look correct, make sure that when they break they don't look stupid. You know, these trees need to go here, but they can't go over here. This should be. I mean, it's just. He's right. It's amazing that you got to watch one of these streams, because it is not only is it funny, but you could actually learn a lot from these guys, because they're just building the map is just. It's amazing. It's just amazing to watch them.
One thing also, I think is fun. It surprises me that it doesn't every time I. Oh, I think we're
super
Canadian internet.
I think we got some internet issues, Miss Queen.
Yeah, that was very choppy.
Canada does not like us right now.
All their money goes towards healthcare.
I know, that's why I said, because you were really choppy, and I think there was some lag, so that's why I said Canada doesn't like us right now.
See, for me, you guys were choppy.
Okay.
I remember what I was saying. I think what I was saying is these guys are super fans.
Oh, we're losing you again.
Trying to.
Yeah, it's like letters.
I'm just laughing.
Someone needs to take her into a separate channel there.
Oh.
Hey, hi.
Hello.
Okay. No idea what happened there. I was just saying that the devs for Ragnarok sound like they're building a map from the perspective of gameplay, rather than building a map because they have to build a map to release a game. You know what I mean? So Wildcard isn't keeping up with the center and the island and whatever. Like, we've all heard the complaints before, because they're so busy trying to release a game to the public and have this finished project and blah 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 blah. Whereas these Ragnarok guys, they're in it because they're fans of the game and they decided to make a map.
Well, the really interesting thing, they brought it up during one of the streams, actually. They were talking about how, like, somebody was asking them how many hours a day they play or whatever, and they're like, oh no, we don't actually play anymore. They're like, when the dev kit came out, that became our new game. And that's what we got to do, and we just get together and start making maps and do that because we thought it was really fun and we had a lot of fun doing it. And, you know, of course, they do a little bit of gaming in it while they're developing it, like running through with a character and checking things out, exploring it from that perspective. But other than that, they said they rarely play much anymore. But, you know, I think it's just kind of a testament to passion, I guess. And I think the guys, like, they've already put out a map, you know, they've already got that under their belt, and they still enjoy doing it. And I think it's kind of like Dan with Dodo decks, you know? Like, there are certain people that find something that they really enjoy, and they get into it. And it's like, Dan has previously said that he doesn't play much anymore either, but he just really likes, you know, working on the app, and it's an outlet for him to do something. And I think that's the exact same thing for the developers behind Ragnarok.
Yeah, it's like the people who make the mods. I don't know. I couldn't do it. I'd have to like making the mod or making the map more than actually playing the game.
Yeah, I find that with running servers now, and kind of getting them going to be finely tuned and enjoyable. I find that more fun and entertaining now, and than really playing the game at this point. I've kind of done all the content, and now I've the new frontier.
Oh, right. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you linked. You have the Twitch channel and everything linked in there for the Ragnarok.
Yep.
Peeps. Awesome. So check our show notes, ratedark.podbean.com. And
but I will say, I'm having fun on Ragnarok
it's
right
a neat
now,
map.
currently.
Yeah, it's awesome.
The map is nice. The only thing is, it's hard to get around on a land, I know, because there's just a lot of canyons and just makes it hard. It's a very vertical heavy map. But it's very pretty. Buddy. It's very nice. No, yeah, you can fly. I'm just saying. But I like to run around the island.
Thylacoleo.
Oh,
what?
that's in a recipe. You have to wait to find the recipe to know that the Thylacoleo climbs stuff. That's.
Oh, no, I was thinking they should add to the new map a little angel that flies down and holds you by the shoulders and flies you on the map, telling you where everything is and what everything does.
That must be something.
It could be.
That must be something that you wanted.
In Norse mythology, it could be a Valkyrie comes down and scoops you up and
the
gives you 100 auto turrets and bullets for them all.
Yeah, man.
Okay, but if the Valkyrie is going to come, they have to come with the Valkyrie music.
Just hire an admin to spawn you in a level 2000 Giga. There you go. Game's easy now.
Oh, God. Okay. We're getting back on track. We're going to hand it over to Queen G.
Well, I saw from Survive the Ark, the poster was Irish Taylor 77, and he posted this. Hey guys, it's Irish again. So I think it would be awesome if the flags had a new option wheel. On this option wheel would be options such as carry, pick up, and unlock. The option carry allows you to hold the flag in both your hands, walk around with it. The pickup would allow you to pick up a flag and replace it anywhere you want, and the unlock would allow anyone to access the carry and pickup options while holding the flag in your hands, and in the event that you die while doing so, the flag drops on the ground in the upright position at the location of death. Also, when looking at the flag and close enough, you could get the option to press Y for console to pick up the flag and tap Y to place the flag down. Now, I saw this, and the rest of the thread that came after this was a bunch of people talking about the possibility of using this particular function to play in-game capture the flag. So, PvP or even on PvE, that matter, to play capture the flag. Good old-fashioned capture the flag.
That would be cool. I agree. Because we just played Team Fortress 2 last night. I think it would be neat to have something like that in the game.
I think it would be.
I think that's awesome.
Pretty awesome.
I agree. It sounds like something they would have to do like a mod, or they would have to do it like a mod first or something.
Probably. Yeah.
There's probably a mod that does it already, to be honest.
I haven't seen one like that, but who knows?
But did you know it existed?
No, but it would be really cool.
I'm looking for my Valkyrie diaper baby Forender to drag me over there. I want an escort now. I think that's an awesome thing. And that would be really cool if they could add in stuff like that down the road. I don't know if they would. The irony is when I first started playing this game, one of my friends said, I really hope that Ark doesn't go the way of H1Z1. Because they turned that into the King of the Hill type of a thing. He was really worried that like this really cool sandbox game is just going to go the way of like the survival of the fittest style. Like they're just going to drop off the main type of the game and then make it into survival of the fittest and lift that up. And I thought it was just funny that the total opposite happened of their worries. But the survival of the fittest started out as a mod, and they were going to they were showing that a lot of love. So I don't see that this would be too far off. I haven't seen a mod like this, but that would be a really awesome mod to do.
Yeah, I was saying, I remember a while ago, I think closer to Christmas last year. I felt like the game needed a lot more mini games.
Yeah.
And like little mini modes that get activated and
like the racetrack that messed around with stuff like that.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun at racetrack. Yeah.
Stuff like that to add in to make those mini games, like you said. I agree. Good stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get out your syrup and your forks.
It is now time for the promo masterpiece hour.
Yes, promo.
It's really not. I don't have that much to say, but to reflect back on. My topic is the optimizations, right? And there seems to be a lot of discussions around optimizations. Some good, some bad, and I'm coming to speak from my experience recently, which is to talk about the 70% drop in memory usage for servers. So per instance of Ark or an Ark that you have running, there has been a 70%. And I've seen this actual numbers on my server drop in percentage of memory used. And so I had built a server with 24 gigs of RAM to run the 3 instances of Ark, and it would top off around 20 gigs when it was actively running. Today and right now, I could show you if it was necessary. You can see that the 3 Arks are running at 6 gigs of RAM in use. It goes up a little bit when you have more people using it. So this goes back to the topic of the new servers versus the old servers and the legacy and the new. And it just so happens and conveniently comes along that they made some server optimizations that would allow them to effectively reduce their cost by 70%, because running one of these servers is mostly resource. Its number one resource is the memory consumed for the server to be running. So if you have that kind of drop, you clearly are lying about how much it's going to cost you to run the old servers versus the new when you recently had this update. So I think it's funny how they were saying, how much it was going to cost, and we clearly had this kind of secret under the rug kind of moment where they really made a huge improvement in how well servers run and the resources necessary. So in what I predict is going to happen at this point is Nitrado hosting the cost of it is going to drop dramatically, and more people will end up buying servers and paying for other hosts because the costs are going to get a lot more competitive. Suddenly something that was way at a par with every other game that you could host. And most games run about a couple gigs of memory when you have it running. And for Ark to have been so heavy as it was, around 6 gigs an instance or more. And this is with 14 mods running on each server. So you have a really clear reduction in resources, and I think it's just kind of trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes and make them think that they're paying gobs of money for something that they've just made a huge improvement on. And that's it. Waffle served.
Whoa. Are you okay?
I had to duck a little bit. That waffle went over my head.
Butter's not even melted yet.
I know, right? I was really hoping that I was going to have a pee break while you waffled, and now you let me down. Now I've crossed my legs. No, okay. All right. So you're saying that there's a correlation, or there's not? No, there's not, because they actually have reduced the amount of memory, but they're saying they have to pay $100,000, which you're saying would be tied in with if they needed to actually purchase more mememory or pay for the higher memory.
Right.
Yeah. So
right. So if you made widgets and suddenly you figured out how to make the widgets 70% cheaper. And then go to tell everyone, oh yeah, we're going to run a whole bunch of new servers, and it's going to cost us just as much to run the old servers. So I thought that was pretty funny, where they're kind of throwing out numbers, and I don't think it comes even close to running that cost.
Well, they did say to run the legacy, so they would be paying for the old style,
right now.
Right?
This is the old style
this is right now.
I'm running old style servers, and they are 70% more efficient than they were just a couple weeks ago, not even a week ago. And so that you have that very clear moment there.
I am actually really glad you shared this little piece. That's what I think it's a really cool thing that you do bring to the show, is this whole tech side that I know I personally have no idea what it is. So I do appreciate you sharing these things. As much as we give you shit for picking on you, it's actually awesome information to have for us and those listening to us. I appreciate it. So thank you, Promo.
You're welcome.
And before we move on to Lucky Phantasm, want to say Tatsu86, the winner of Mixer Chat, said also something to think about. Most of the Xbox servers are over a year old, and there's no telling how inflated that memory or file size is. The newer servers should function better, but they speak from Xbox player. So, speak as an Xbox player. Does that make sense?
Not really.
For the console, they're
right. In terms, it's much more efficient at doing the same task is what we're talking about here at this point now. It's just a way of changing what they've done before, and it turns out you produce the same product but get a much more effective usage of it. And with that said, so they could theoretically run for every 2 servers, they could run 1 extra now, or more than that even. It's a huge gain in that world. So I'm sure Nitrado is like head over heels. They just reduced the cost of their everything. I mean, like it's the whole thing is now competitive and easily. I could run now. What I used to run, I could run 6 arcs or more, where I used to just run 3. So it's a huge jump.
All right, Lucky, we're jumping to you.
All right. Well, I found this in the Steam page about an ARC translation project. Basically, what it is that ARC now supports user-created localizations and custom fonts. This will allow survivors to create their own region-specific translations of the ARC with fonts including their language-specific characters. So, and basically, I thought this was cool because I didn't even know this. Because obviously all over the world there's different types of languages and different fonts and stuff that would make sense for those to be able to look at them, so they could change their experience to look like something more that they're used to seeing versus something that maybe we over here are doing.
Oh, yeah.
That. So they have I posted both links for this article and for the crowdsource, because they're, if you'd like to you can get involved in helping translate ARC for the global community. You can join our crowdsource community on Crowdin. And basically, they've got a bunch of languages on there. The only 2 right now that have been completed are German and Italian, and it's all based on votes. So everything gets voted as to, and I from what I can tell, basically that means voting to see who will, volunteer to help translate symbols, characters, and stuff like that for ARC. So
they figured out a way to make it so that they didn't have to pay for translations. That's awesome.
Well, of course they did. Come on now, stop silly.
They're not stupid, dude. You would do the same thing. If you got somebody who's gonna do it for free out of the kindness of their own heart, they're gonna do that.
Yeah, so I just thought that was neat. I think that's an awesome idea. Obviously, like I said, there are plenty of languages out there that have different symbols and stuff, and that you won't see in most games translated just because it's too difficult. Maybe it takes too much, or they can't get the people from those countries to chime in on what they mean or how to make them. So I thought that was a neat little thing there.
That is cool. That is a good one to share, because I doubt many of us even knew that. I did not. And also, I think when anybody has the ability to translate these different languages, it's very far and few in between. They might say, hey, you pay the modders this much money, maybe you should pay me. I'll be your translator.
Exactly.
Gotta make some money.
The moolah.
Yes. All right, Goon, if you are still awake, Goon.
I'll be very surprised.
Goonie boy.
Mic check.
Goon. 1, 2, 3 into the Goon. Are you there? Are you flying to the moon?
I found a
I'm gonna sneak up on Goon again.
Okay. Goon had something about triblogs. Let me open it up. Said, can triblogs please start with the most recent thing that happened? When you open a triblog, it takes 15 seconds to scroll all the way down to the bottom where the more relevant information is. What just happened? I'm not too concerned with what happened 2 weeks ago, though I might want to check that sometimes, so then I'd scroll for that. So I've wondered that often, but not enough to make a forum post about it. How about you guys?
Yeah, I've kind of had that same, when you log in and you're like, where did my Pteranodon go? And then when you log in and you get the red messages, Pteranodon level blah died. Turtle level blah died. And you're like, what the hell happened?
Right.
You go into the triblog, and it's not usually very helpful.
No, but it's always a cool mystery to unfold. You're like, there's a broken wall, and there's a...
Or there's a death worm in the cave you just built and you didn't know about it. And it took out half the stuff in your cave. That could have happened too.
Exactly. But he's right. You have to scroll all the way down. But I've never cared enough about it to make a forum post about it. But I guess it depends on where he's built his base and how often he finds things missing.
True. And I guess depending on if you're a PvP or PvE, but really, I think there's a lot more things that somebody could want to complain about. We know there are a lot more things that somebody could complain about, other than reversing the... But that would probably make it in. That'll be in the next patch notes. That they have now reversed the order of the tribe log.
Stop working on dynamic bridges.
Stop working on...
this first.
Exactly. Stop. We're going to make some dynamic sky and some simple bridges. That's what we're going to do. And fix that there tribe log. Okay, so I think that means we're moving into last call.
I think tribe logs should be removed from the whole game.
What's going on?
Hi, I'm Goon. I think tribe logs should be removed from the whole entire game.
You want no tribe logs at all?
I want no tribe logs because I don't like them.
Because I think they're for noobs, a bunch of diaper babies wanting to know what's going on in their tribe, and I think that
if you want a
should
tribe
just stop
log,
wondering those things.
You should just go look up a wiki to see what happened on your tribe.
Exactly.
Want a tutorial to tribe logs?
But if the tribe logs don't exist, how would you know to go looking for a wiki?
Exactly. Thank you.
Because it's the internet, and there's a wiki for literally everything.
Hey. There isn't a wiki for everything, but...
Almost.
Most things, but...
There's a wiki for everything. There just might not be anything on that wiki.
That's true.
Oh, damn it, my soundboard decided it doesn't want to work. So now
I want to add in a little quick thing. And I got used to it.
Too bad. Get cut off.
Thank you. I guess I gotta go check out the wiki then.
Screw you.
Oh, there's Goon.
I don't want to have to love right now. I don't want you to have to love right now. But it's closing time. Rated Ark is ready to pull the plug.
He did.
But it was great, though.
No, please do not do that.
Do it.
Oh, no. I shouldn't listen to most of it.
What?
I shouldn't listen to most of you guys talk about it.
Are you serious? Why didn't you pipe up?
Oh, you guys are doing so much fun over it.
Well, hey, welcome back, Goon. Tell us about your
post. I wasn't sure if he was awake.
Oh, I was...
okay. They said I was silent for them on Mixer for a little bit.
No, I just find the small little Reddit thing. I just thought it was hilarious.
Is that something that you feel too, or no?
Oh yeah, I'd love to have it. To look at the tribe log and you gotta scroll all the way down to the bottom to find out what's going on, instead of having the newest thing on top.
You know what I think irritates me about it is it's like on day 795 and a half, your pterodon dies.
You're still asking.
Like, what?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, that's what irritates me, Goon. That's what. Now that we're complaining again, I will complain again.
Well, I hate that. Look at the tribe. That shows you what happened 2 weeks ago first.
Yeah.
And you gotta scroll all the way down to the bottom. Every time you look at it, scroll all the way down to the bottom. Why not put the newest thing on top? And then scroll down and see what happened earlier.
It seems like something that should have been done from the get. Like, I don't know, like, what were they thinking when they made that? They're like, yeah, it should go at the bottom.
Like the same thing that like Foe and we would talk about where they put the exit, how the button placement.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And
the menu buttons.
Even the creating a new character next to the respawn in the same bottom corner and make the buttons look the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That still, I think, needs
like,
to be changed again.
Create a new character should be hidden through like 3 firewalls before you even
I think they did add
really
like a button to where like a confirmation thing to where it asks like.
I haven't clicked it to try it because I don't ever go, I want to create a new character now. Like there's no way in hell I would just try it to see if it's there. I don't remember reading it in the patch notes. Do you guys?
I think it was in the patch notes like 2 or 3 patches ago.
I blame Prometheus for not highlighting it and sharing it then with us.
Oh, no waffles for you at all.
Prometheus, you're supposed to come with a tutorial about how to read the patch notes.
No, a player hint is what we need. A player hint.
Oh, right, player hint.
Yeah. See, Tatsu said, I'd rather see more specifics in why your dino died than the convenience of what happened in my tripod. Yeah, a little bit. Your pterodon was eaten by a T-Rex that had a burger at noon, talked to his Grammy, and passed out under that little oak tree over there. I would like that.
And the Dilo came by and ate it.
What I did want to toss into last call then was we haven't done it in a while.
What?
But a new dino came out, the hippogriff, one of my favorite mythical creatures. I think it has no place on a Ragnarok server, but they wanted to add it. That's cool.
It's called a
little
griffin.
tip, if you guys are going crazy trying to get the griffin, thanks Prometheus.
What did he call it?
I called it a hippogriff, which is a similar mythical beast.
It is a similar one.
So if
Harry
you want
Potter.
a griffin and you've been taming wyverns, build yourself a wyvern cage, and that will make taming the griffin a hell of a lot easier. And if you don't know what a wyvern cage is, just look up the wiki for it, because there's definitely a YouTube video or a wiki to building wyvern cages, which will help you get the griffin.
I feel like
or email Esme and she'll come guide you through with her tutorial on how to build a wyvern cage.
Shut your face. They should probably build a tutorial. I'm gonna boo you right now. They should probably build a tutorial for tribe leaders on how not to fucking give their tribes away.
They
That
should.
is needed because I've seen like
absolutely needed.
That was good.
Rockwell.
That was seriously good.
It
We should probably put that on a Rockwell. Did you miss that? Did the RNG fuck you over, bud? You missed that Rockwell recipe, and then look what happened. Look at what happens when you leave it knowledge up to RNG. Shit happens, man.
But now he knows
Now you
not to
know.
ever do it again.
No, you know. 3,000 hours into your game, you know now.
Listen, G.I. Joe said it once. G.I. Joe said it once, and I'll say it again.
Okay, say it again, Professor.
Learning is half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that puts a point in our argument, doesn't it, Queen? That's kind of what we were saying. You have to know to even know.
No,
yeah.
but he didn't flip out.
Dude.
He learned, and
he flipped
picked up
out.
his pieces.
86 is a quiet flipper. He's a quiet flipper. He flipped. I'm sure his heart skipped a beat when it happened.
No, like I was just like,
lying motherfucker!
shit.
You cannot tell me that we're like, what the fuck did I just do?
No, I didn't have to flip out because Joe Mama was.
I was
Joe
gonna
Mama was
say
flipping out for me.
Poor guy.
I remember that.
You did what?
That was another one of those. I came home and Teddy said, "So you'll never guess what 86 did today." And I said, "Tell me he didn't fucking tear down my goddamn greenhouse." And he said, "No, he gave the tribe away." I was like, "He did what?"
Oh my god.
Which includes your greenhouse.
Oh yeah, which includes Thank God.
Greenhouse
torn
included,
down.
by the way.
Yeah, you guys lucked out, man. You lucked out. That old Birdo gave it back
If
to
that
you.
was me, and you were trying to kick me out, and you accidentally gave me the tribe,
Oh my god.
oh boy.
Oh man,
He
the
was-
revenge.
You guys are crazy.
I'd let you guys watch every death of every dino and every. That'd be awesome.
I'm gonna ask him if he wants me to shout him out.
You're crazy. Anyways, now for a little other last calls. Join us in the games that we play at crossrealmrebellion.com.
I think we dug too deep. 86 won't talk anymore.
Oh.
No, me and Wood are getting our asses handed to us in PvP.
Well then, don't know what to tell you. Anyways, no. Lucky, you have a last call for us.
Yes, I just wanted to shout out my boys over at Gamers in Beta. They're a variety cast. They talk about a lot of stuff. I know a lot of you guys do listen, which is cool, and I appreciate that. And believe it or not, they all listen to this podcast.
No.
Because I get told on a regular basis how long they are. They're like, how do they go on for 3 hours? I said,
Dude,
well,
we just hit over 500,000 downloads.
yeah, I know. And I said to him, I said, well, you know, it's popular. What am I going to tell you? Ark is a big game. I said, you guys bust my balls about it. But, you know,
Right.
as they listen to the podcast, they realize that it is a lot bigger of a game than what they realized in the beginning. So,
Thank you.
They're a great group of guys. Unfortunately, I will not be on the podcast for a while. I am moving in a month.
Are?
Yeah, I'm moving to South Carolina. I'll tell you guys about it after the podcast. But yeah, so they're a great group of guys. They got a lot. They do review a lot of games, a lot of new games coming out and stuff. And it's just a funny podcast. It is not suitable for work, so don't put it on your speakers because it is definitely not anywhere close to that. But you get a lot of great information and and some good commentary along with it. So I just wanted to shout them out on here.
I think that is a well-deserved shout-out.
Yeah, I could really use it in 8-hour chunks.
Alright, any more last calls? No? Yes? Go for it, Queen G.
I don't know. Do we do Would You Rather in last call? Would you
Are you
rather?
calling Chuck Norris a liar?
Would you rather?
Oh, it's a humdinger.
Oh, wow.
Would you rather?
Holy what?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that would be so weird.
No, let's not go there.
Why did I ask this?
Oh my goodness, no.
Would you rather?
There you go, Queen G. That's not
Ding,
where...
does that mean it's ready?
That means
Would
it's
you
ready.
rather, for the rest of your life, sticky or be itchy?
Super salad.
Oh, that is not
No,
super
it's not
salad.
a super salad.
Oh my god, nothing beats your super salad. Well, everything beats your super salad.
Was it sticky or itchy?
Yeah.
Would you rather be
Yeah,
sticky
for
or
the
be
rest
itchy?
of your life. Sticky or
Yum.
itchy?
I'll choose sticky over itchy.
I
feel like
I'm
you
gonna
could
go
eventually-
itchy.
I feel like you could eventually get used to being sticky, but itchy will send you to.
Oh, you'll have all
crazy
kinds
house.
of crap stuck all over you.
Yeah,
all
I'm
the
gonna turn
time.
that shit into a business and be the walking Post-it note chick. I'm gonna charge people. I'll stand by their desk all day and they can stick shit on me.
You're itchy all the
Of
time. People
course,
think there's something wrong
the
with
waffly guy wants the sticky.
I want to.
Yeah.
Gotta get his syrup all up in here.
Oh! Oh! Man, Full Metal is still going. I'm getting tweet notifications. He is looking up shit all over the place for the freaking wiki. Is sending it to me. Is this what you need? Is this what you need?
Full Metal is taking the lead on Mixer.
Dirty dog.
Well, being itchy would just,
Oh
I
my
would
god.
be in a mental hospital.
What a jerk.
Yeah, being itchy. Well, see, I have psoriasis, so I am
That's
itchy.
what I need.
So you're kind of used to it.
No, you
cut out.
Sorry, you can never be used to being itchy.
So you're saying
Don't
that
even
you would
say.
like to be sticky.
I would rather be sticky. I'm already itchy because I have plaque psoriasis, so I am itchy all the time. My hands they're just itchy all the time.
Oh, that's awful. Now I feel sad.
It is awful. Don't be sad. It's like
that sucks.
Comes and goes, but
Okay,
like
at
every
least it comes
2
and
or
goes.
3 days, you get this like overwhelming itch, scratch your hands, and you can't even stop it. Like I do it in my sleep, so I don't even stop it, and I will wake up with like raw hands because I scratched the crap right out of them. I would take sticky any day over itchy.
I will take sticky as well. How about you, Fo? What was your choice?
I would listen, first of all, I'm going to the costume store and I'm getting a Spider-Man outfit. And I'm just not going to wear gloves. And I'm just going to walk around
Oh my
scaling
God.
buildings, cause might as well make something of it. You know what I mean? If you're going to be
True.
sticky all day, you might as well be a superhero.
I like
That's
your
true.
idea way better than my human Post-it note. You could probably be a stunt person in movies, too.
But after a while, you would be covered in like a film of like dust and grime.
Oh
No
my
one
god,
said
you'd
you
be like
couldn't
those
clean
wall
up.
climbers. Those wall climbers that you throw on your wall and then it fall down onto your carpet and get little
Yeah,
fuzzies
no.
on it and then it would stop
Exactly.
sticking. Ew,
You
that
would look
be
like
weird.
that. That's what you would look like after like 2 or 3 days.
That's what I was saying.
And you could just clean yourself. You'll be
Just
fine.
spray yourself off.
Yeah, but
I'm
you have to
still
clean
the
yourself
shower.
hardcore every day. Like hardcore.
Take a shower.
Oh my god, speaking of showers, totally taking you guys off. Have you seen that YouTube video where that guy does this shower prank where he goes up behind people on the beach and like they're at the beach shower rinsing the sand off their bodies and then he goes around and squirts shampoo on their head and they're trapped in
I
this
saw that,
continuous
yeah.
cycle of lather. It's fucking hilarious. Oh, it's so funny.
I think you said we're talking about that. Were you talking about that on the Rated Ark or Rated Extra as well?
No, I don't. Not recently.
No, it was
no.
on Discord a long time ago.
Well, we shared it
Oh,
on
okay.
Discord, I think.
Yeah.
There was this muscle building guy that lost his damn
No,
mind.
there was the end of the podcast where they were talking about pranks, and you brought that up.
Did I? I don't remember, but I could have. Because it's really funny.
It doesn't matter.
Listen, when you do Would You Rathers, you're going to have repeats.
Oh, no, that's not Would You
just gonna
Rather.
happen.
That's just me talking about something that kind of
Oh.
related to a Would You Rather.
The guy
'cause
have
of
the roid
showers.
rage.
Yeah, that guy did. Did you remember that one? That guy, yeah, he had roid rage.
Oh, he chased that dude down and knocked out his
Oh my god. He looked like a big, crazy wall of a man who was totally pissed off because this little dude was reaching around putting the shampoo on his head, and he was scrubbing his head out of anger. Like, he was angry scrubbing. It was hilarious. Oh.
He looked like a 3-year-old.
Oh my god, it was so... Yeah, he was throwing a temper tantrum and everything. He was like 4 sizes of the man that was putting the shampoo on. That guy had to beat tracks to get out of there just to survive. Crazy. Tatsu said, I went to a Halloween store one time and bought a pair of those wall climbers in the form of eyes. I threw them at the wall and they left marks on the wall. Never throw them on your ceilings because that shit gets stuck. The different stuff that people do ceilings out of totally is different. It's more porous, so that shit sticks. We had these little climbers I got my kids from the dollar store. They're like these little action men, and their little hands and feet were sticky. I had like 3 of them stuck on my freaking ceiling forever. It's like a cathedral ceiling, so it was way up there, and there's no way in hell I'm getting those suckers down. So they're way up there. Stupid little men hanging on my ceiling. It's so annoying. But yeah, so Prometheus, you said sticky.
Yeah, definitely. I'd go for sticky.
Last year, oh, go ahead.
Last year, I live in a house with there's a lot of poison ivy, so it's been like this war going on. And last year, I had the worst outbreak of poison ivy.
Oh man,
it was terrible. So I don't like itchy at all.
It's all about that itch life, man. Just deal with it. Can't be sticky. I can't do sticky.
I know, right?
All about that itch. About that itch. No stick.
That's what I heard. It's all about that stick. About that stick. Oh, that was kind of weird. We're gonna move on to Gigabyte.
Too late. That's forever going to be around.
Yeah, Prometheus is getting a sound clip as we speak.
Yep.
Giga, did you? No, you didn't do it yet.
Itch.
Goon, what was your choice?
Oh, that's a hard one because I love going to the beach and
my god,
sticky. I'd have to choose sticky over the itchy, but
you like going to the beach and you choose sticky?
Yeah, but itchy is so much worse.
Man.
But sand! You'll be itchy because of the sand!
Right?
Just go into the water.
Yeah, but you can wash the sand off.
The sand will wash off. Itchy never washes. It's just...
But you scratch.
Yeah, but you can...
Eventually you
scratching
break
doesn't
the skin.
actually help.
Yeah, just peel off all your skin, man. Who cares?
That's like I said, that'd be a hard choice, but between the two, I'd have to go with sticky, because I can wash the sand off.
All right, Lucky. What is your choice?
I'm gonna go with sticky. Yeah,
And
itchy's
why?
no fun.
Okay.
Itchy's no fun. Itchy's no fun, and I can't imagine. You're right. I would be in a mental institution if I was itchy all the time, for sure.
Oh, and Queen left. She disappeared on that. It's up. Oh.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Oh wow, it must have dropped her right away. I'll keep my eye out for her.
I think she wanted to be sticky.
I don't know who posted in Discord, but there was the would you rather
Percival.
Would you rather have a burn up your backside due to over wiping or have fecal matter left on the backside?
Both terrible
Ooh.
options.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of either one of those options.
Okay.
I guess I would go with the feeling of that I never finished wiping. I would rather that than to feel like I need preparation H all the time.
See, my whole thing was like, as an adult, you realize that you get both.
Yeah.
Ew.
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 Well, you know what? I would rather
no.
be a little raw and be clean.
It didn't say you weren't clean. It said you felt like you weren't clean.
Oh, you felt like you were.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think it said you weren't clean.
Okay,
I think there was
I'll
soap on the
Oh,
backside.
here it is. Would you oh wait, that's the other one. About the toothbrush and the underwear. Would you rather always feel like you never fully wiped clean after taking a dump, so you're always feeling like something is still there? Or always over wipe until you are raw?
Oh, if I get to feel like it, but I knew it was clean, I would just rather that.
It always felt like something is still there. Always. Or, yeah, I think I would go for that too, because I don't know that I'd want to... At least if you felt like something, like you said, you felt like something was still there, like it's not really there. Like it just feels like it. you could still, go through.
You
your
just
day.
get used to it, I guess.
Other than the other one, wiping until you're raw. Yuck. Yeah. Yep. We have Full Metal is chiming in on our last one. Sticky sounds like more of a superpower than itchy. And then we also have Tatsu says, if it strictly felt like, I'd go for the dirty butt. And then Shooter Pack 8 said, I thought this was Godus. Is that one of the games you guys are playing?
Yes, it is. That's the one I'm playing.
Oh, then
Yeah.
what's their problem then? I don't know. Maybe because they hear us talking about Ark, but you're playing Godus. Never even heard of that game,
I
Godus.
switched between it. Yeah, I switched between it. Eventually, I stopped playing Ark.
There you go. Well, hey, it's not like we haven't been talking for a while about Ark. Percival did say, would you rather wear someone else's dirty underwear all day or have to brush with a stranger's toothbrush? So, yuck. I don't know. Wear somebody else's dirty underwear?
The ticket is from the Book of Foe. Sounds like these would you rathers.
I was gonna say it depends on the person.
I would rather wear that.
Hey,
underwear
Esme,
than
can you
put
fire me off
anybody's
another
toothbrush in
invite?
my mouth.
Yes. So, what? Oh my god, Full Metal. Would you rather have to watch your parents do the nasty every day for the rest of your life or join them once? What? You're nasty. You
Isn't that a
nasty.
repeat?
What kind of wikis
No,
are you
I thought
hanging
we
out
weren't
in?
allowed.
Okay, you know what? That's not
That
even
was
the
the-
nastiest would you rather I've ever heard.
Oh, dude, I know.
Not even the
Believe me.
worst.
I feel like I've gone through 58. Would you rather? Oh my goodness. I don't know. We'll start with you, Lucky. You're the lucky one to get us started.
Oh, which one am I answering? There's been 3 of them so far.
All of them.
Neither? That's not an answer, though, right?
Kill
I'm guessing.
yourself, I guess.
Oh, God. No.
Tap out.
No, I'm tapping out. There's no way. Because no matter what I say, it's going to be the wrong answer. Oh, me, you go ahead and then answer it. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. I guess I'm just going to be watching because I think it'd be kind of creepy to be with your parents.
Yeah,
Just
right.
surgically remove your retinas.
I would be blind from watching that, so it wouldn't matter. I'd be, that'd be pretty much what would happen.
That's funny.
What did I miss? Oh, that is so nasty.
No, it's not.
My parents are divorced, so yeah, I'm totally tapping out on that one.
Look up the name.
Well, both of them could give you horrible diseases, so I really don't know.
I'd go for the toothbrush only because it's at least being used to clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's being used to clean, so think about what it's going into.
Yeah, see, you could use the toothbrush and immediately use mouthwash, and then hopefully that would sort of kill whatever Orbeez you got off the whatever.
Yeah, like if they have like really bad gums where their gums bleed all the time when they use their toothbrush, that
Or if
would.
they don't brush a lot, they would.
Here's the thing. I'd rather wear someone's underwear than use their toothbrush. Because that's on the outside of my body. I'm not putting anything
because
into
you're
my
a
body.
man. Think about that for a second for the opposite sex.
What, I got a butthole. I have an exposed hole.
That's nasty. Oh, I don't know.
Nasty. Dun 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 dun.
Oh, is that? Are we doing? Oh yeah, you were doing Janet Jackson.
Yes.
Nasty. Yeah. Yeah, that is gross.
The stickiness comes back on that one.
Ew. Gross. Kind of gross.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so good. What's your choice?
I take the toothbrush, and for mom and dad, a threesome with mom and dad would be awesome.
Oh, I know you were so wrong.
Oh my lord!
You were so wrong.
Mommy spanked me. I've been
Oh
so
my
bad.
god.
Ew.
Oh my
Ew, you gross foe
Did
out.
Goon just choose both?
Goon
feel like I
just
need
gross
therapy.
foe out. Something is wrong with the universe.
Oh, that one shot at mom.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh my
Don't
god.
even- My ears are hurting.
Dude, you
right
gotta
now.
stop.
My
I think my ears are
hurting.
bleeding right now.
Oh my god, you're so wrong. So I don't know. What did you say, Lucky? Were you going for the underwear or the toothbrush?
I'm going for the underwear because, yeah.
Even if somebody shit themselves, could you be walking and feel corn and stuff in there?
Oh my
And
god.
smell it? I think worst case scenario.
Oh my god. Why do we have to keep putting... God damn it.
You know what you were in for.
I knew what I was in for. It's just been a long time since I've been a part of it.
Swish. And then you can wear it all day long.
Some heavy guys underwear who can't wipe that good.
Freaking NASCAR track. Nasty.
Well, I wouldn't want to put something that you not only know if someone's used it as a toothbrush. Maybe they clean their toilet with it. You know, you never know what they could have used a toothbrush for.
Well, if it's a vibrating toothbrush, we would know.
Oh my lord.
And there it is.
I know. I
getting after it tonight.
All up in my neck right now. I can't. Ugh. Okay. Gigabyte.
It's on fire.
What's your choice? Because he had a nap in the middle of the show. That's why Goon is on fire.
Pass on the parents. I'm not answering that.
Because he already showers with his dad.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my god! Do not even bring that game up. That was not a choice
9.
thing.
He says,
it was
whatever
not
you do,
something
don't
that
look
I
down.
did by choice. I did not buy that game.
Oh my god, that was so crazy. Yeah, so what's your choice? Dirty underwear?
As for the whole underwear thing, I know some like really hypoallergenic, whatever it is, where they're like super scared of germs.
Hypochondriac? No, that's
hypochondriac. Yeah, it was hypochondriac. Is what I'm thinking of. Germaphobes, whatever they are. I know them. So yeah, bring me their panties. I'll wear those.
How can you take a pass?
Random.
Only their
It's
panties.
random.
Notice the
It's
panties
random.
were-
You don't get to pick. Yeah, he
Wants
said
to wear
panties.
panties is what I heard.
Panties.
Panties.
Both the toothbrush and the underwear have a little bit of white stuff on it.
Well, how can you take a pass on a question? The whole idea was, would you rather? You can't take a pass on it. You got to choose one or the other.
Irritated with.
I agree.
Come on. That's the point of the would you rather. Mama, with mom and dad, or just watching them?
He is stuck on this, man. We're like two people.
I feel like it's some kind of fetish for him.
No, he's like, damn it, I'm the only one who answered this question. He's the only one that dove in, and we're like, fuck that, we ain't diving in.
You know what, I'll answer. I'll go with watch, purely because you're right. Eventually you just become numb to it. It doesn't even matter anymore.
You're gonna angry eat popcorn.
Yeah, just like, I'll just get really focused on that popcorn.
Come on.
Sucking on daddy's toes.
Oh my god, we don't need play-plays. We don't need the play-by-plays. Oh, this is getting a little weird.
Well, right, you know, and like the other thing
weird.
you got to consider is like ethics. Ethics plays into the one-time thing, but maybe your old man's got some tricks that you don't know about. You know?
My lord!
Oh my god, you're taking notes.
You don't got to take notes, and pretty much that would be burned into your memory.
Yeah, right? What's the point in notes after that? That's so crazy. Oh, Full Metal said I'd have a threesome with Goon's folks, too. So, Full Metal is on. He's on board, Goon. Might be having a little action in
With
your
my folks,
weekend.
what about his folks?
I don't know. You guys gotta have to have your people call his people. That's what, apparently. Yeah.
Back in
It's like
the
a techno
70s.
headboard right there. Oh.
Key party. Having a key party.
Okay, new question.
Yeah, new question. Yeah, thank you, Queen.
Question.
Back on the dirty underwear, the toothbrush promo. What was your choice?
Oh, I guess to go with the underwear in the end.
The underwear
outside.
in the end?
Yeah. No, in the end, I'd choose
Even with the corn and the swishing?
No, that's not. They didn't say that.
Well, that's a possibility.
So I'll roll the dice.
Oh, okay. You're gonna use your deductive reasoning and your gambling. your desire to gamble.
I got the underwear with some guy that lives in Phoenix at 140 degrees.
Ew. Yuck. Yuck. That's what's on that wheel. That's what's on that wheel. Underwear. Forrender. What's your choice?
That's awesome. Thanks, Paul.
Forrender.
Okay, so he chooses to do it with his parents and to do both. Got it.
All
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to videotape it and watch it.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, here's the thing. First of all,
Let me tell you what I'm going to do.
raccoons!
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Oh man, I don't have the soundboard out. Damn it.
All right. Well, hey, that's episode 58,
Wait,
everybody.
what I would do is, honestly, if they're going to force me to watch that every day,
That's
I'm going to
good
put it
butter
on,
right there.
I'm going to
Stick
pop it
with
on
that.
Pornhub, and I'm going to make some money off it.
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
going to Pornhub it.
It's really tiny and you really wouldn't want to, so. Ta-da. What the hell? Where's that one from? I don't even know when I'm saying half of this shit. That's a way to. I appreciate the entrepreneur in you, Hunter.
I mean, if you got to do it anyway.
Oh my god!
There's no way I'm
version of a
ever.
penis.
It's like that's fucking crazy.
All right, speaking of fucking crazy, episode number 58. But I'm doing some crazy finger gymnastics.
You can reach the show by email at ratedark@gmail.com. You can tweet the show at Rated Ark on Twitter. You can grab our RSS feed, get our show notes, and apply to join us in-game at ratedark.podbean.com.